Subscribe to the all-new HardLore Patreon now for early, ad-free access to every episode and an exclusive episode every month. I have in-ear monitors, right? So I feel a sudden impact. I see somebody diving, and I feel like I get shot in the head. I look down, and I'm pissed. I look down, and I see one Bowen Daniel Looters singing up at me, and I shake my head for a second because I'm like, you mother, and then I just embrace it. Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How are you, Bo?
I'm here, buddy.
Wow. Amen
here.
to that.
We're all here. Huh?
I'm somewhere. My power's out, so I'm at what will soon be the Pit Studio 2.0 for this very special episode. Excuse the background. We got that instead of my usual stuff. But we've got a very special episode this week.
Who do we got?
My God. What a momentous occasion. After year 3 of Tied Down Festival in Detroit, Michigan, we are honored to be joined by the festival's co-promoters. Two men holding it down for Michigan. We've got Mr. James Lawson and Mr. Curtis Dalton.
What's up?
Wow.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you so much,
Those
guys.
are both like Roadhouse level names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was called Jimmy Lawson my whole entire life. Nobody ever said just Jimmy. It was Jimmy Lawson.
Jimmy
Really?
Lawson. No, that's cowboy-esque.
Yeah.
That's saloon vibes.
All right.
That Jimmy Lawson.
Jimmy Lawson came and
It's
came.
Roadhouse because of Dalton.
I was definitely like the jester, dude. Nobody ever. I was not.
Get Lawson in here to entertain me. This is German. Joe's a German kid.
He's a German guy, yeah.
So, guys, thank you so much for being here. We just had the best time at Tied Down this year.
Again,
Man. And, last year I played one set, but it was mostly just us taking in the vibe, really getting the lay of the land, enjoying Detroit. This year, as seasoned veterans of Tied Down, it was just beautiful to see it happen all over again.
yeah.
Thank you. That's what we want to hear.
You did good. You did good, man. Let me tell you, because I played a lot of fests, guys. And when you run into the promoter of the fest most of the other time, they're sweating their nuts off.
Yeah.
They could use a Manscaped crop reviver in that moment. They're stressed out. They're panicked. You guys are so chill the whole time because you've done the work already, it seemed like.
I did have the reviver in my bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. Can I talk about our first interaction, Jimmy?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I ran into Jimmy. I believe it was the first day, and real quick, like tried to give him like a hello, and he was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. That's DJ Khaled's assistant. I have to escort him really quick." And I was like, "Go for it."
Yeah. That's my boy.
Did he have fun?
Chris Smokes. He loved it. He watched
Really?
Soul Search and he loved them.
He loves Soul Search.
Yeah. He met some great people. He was having a good old time. Yeah. He said he
Where's
would
he
be back.
from?
Ferndale, Michigan.
Really?
Yeah. And he just travels all the time with him, and he's one of my customers, and he's also like truly has become a friend. We go garage sailing and stuff together. And yeah, he's a great guy.
Can we expect Mr. Khaled at Tied Down next year?
I do not suspect that will ever happen.
I call
You
him
don't- he would do-
I'll
He
try
would-
and get a FaceTime in or something maybe, but
He would have so much fun, dude.
I think he would, but
What do we think?
can't-
Is he doing the greatest bit of all time?
no. That's him.
No.
That's him.
Can you talk about receiving?
No. Bleep that out.
Can you, Steven, bleep out and and leave some cuz in there so it sounds questionable.
Actually, leave receiving and bleep out everything else.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Good job, Steven. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you, Steven.
So tell me about what?
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Tell me about how Tied Down came to be at the first place. How you found this unbelievable compound where it takes place, and what the sweet deal you got the first year.
Honestly, that's Curtis. I'm going to let you start that because
big K.
he kind of.
So,
you just go.
I've been booking shows for 20 years since I was a child. VFW halls that I'd have a friend that was 18 rent.
Nice.
And still just do it now, became a career talent buy for a independent venue, Metro Detroit area, and have owned small venues, stuff like that, but always kept hardcore in the mix, that no matter what shows I was booking, I always wanted to be booking cool hardcore shows too.
What are some non-cool hardcore shows you've booked on a larger scale?
Just like booking big EDM, booking everyman kind of stuff. So like
Nice.
Deadmau5 and I don't know, Humphreys McGee, if you know the jam bands.
You book ICP?
Yes, we've booked ICP before, and so that's coming in stories about the venue. But Jimmy and I had talked a bit about could Detroit have a fest, and that there were other people in the area that do shows, and they said no, it won't work. And that there's a part of that I believe too, though, because just like the fest really, is a big traveling thing, but that we went into year one handful of months before and just said, let's just pick a date and start booking bands, and let's do one day, see what we can stack up, and put it on sale. And that naturally it took longer than we wanted it to finish the lineup. And so year one we went up. But yeah, I texted Jimmy and I said, let's just figure this out. And then we made a list, got, half of the people that we wanted to, but a lot of just friends, committed pretty quickly. And that we ended up announcing 2.5 months before the date instead of our normal 6 months. Right. And did about 1,000 paid on a $50 ticket for a medium level show in Detroit.
Unthinkable. 3 years ago.
Yeah, no one actually trusted us. Right. We weren't there. They were like, that ain't gonna happen. Where's it at? That's a big spot.
I'm trying to think of other fests that I've played. Like when Static Age was closing, I wouldn't really call that a fest. They were just like stacked.
Yeah, they did their big weekend, was sick, but that room was the size of it was. I mean, it was a 200 cap.
Yeah.
Small.
There was a Motor City Fest a few years ago.
Yeah, right, you guys played that.
We played that. I really can't think of why. I mean, obviously, I understand the premise of putting on a fest, but what made you decide to do like one of the gnarliest things as like your first, like 1,000 people as your first step in that direction is pretty wild.
I think we were just wanted something in the city of Detroit that was to show that we could kind of make it
and
a spot,
being an independent, like being someone that was just booking shows like from the ground up for a long time. It's something that I couldn't believe that I didn't do sooner. And so just I talked about it for a long time and done other kinds of different shows and done like smaller fests back in the day. But that as, looking at other stuff around the country saying, why I have the resources to do this. Why not?
Were there other fests that you drew inspiration from?
Yeah. Well,
who do you do?
Yeah, who do you do?
If I had to pick mine, I would say United Blood. That was always like, honestly, this is hardcore too. It's really hard to say because growing up, going to fests from like 2007 to when I was playing a few of them in like 2013 or whatever, like that was my heyday of going to them and all that kind of stuff. So it was just like I kind of wanted a feel good vibe, and like I loved United Blood. That was one of my favorites to go to, and I got to play it and it was awesome. So like I don't know. I just wanted like a good hardcore fest.
Yeah.
Like
you did it. You've truly achieved what some would say is impossible. It's like Detroit in 2013-14 was like capital A hardcore market, you know?
100%. There's so many good bands coming out of Detroit.
It was like an unmissable era. I think things maybe slowed down for a while. COVID obviously fucked everything.
Sure.
Which also presented the perfect opportunity to come back in the biggest way possible. And you found the perfect place to do it. You have your landmark spot.
Yeah. How did that come about?
So the company that I work for, which just I'll mention, it's the Crowfoot Presents, that they own a venue in Pontiac that's a 1,100 cap, but that the family originally owned St. Andrews Hall in Detroit, which is, if you're from Detroit or even if you're not, you might know about it. The shelter is in the basement, so that's in 8 Mile. That's where Eminem is supposed to be doing those battles. But they
we've played there, right?
Yeah, you guys played shelter.
Yeah,
but
I had an incident with a Live Nation security guard there. I threw a water bottle at him for roughnecking some kids. Almost got us banned from Live Nation for life.
But
for that one water bottle.
This family, a father, and now it's a father and son, opened St. Andrews in 1979. And that they ended up selling it to Live Nation early 2000s when Live Nation was coming into existence. But then they had, however long their non-compete was or whatever it was, they had another venue in the can. And so I've worked for them for years, booking shows and doing other production-related things. And that we've done some ICP shows there in the past, and have gone and done like other big electronic shows, stuff like that. And that it was almost like, how didn't the idea occur sooner that this is the spot? Like this would be perfect for a big hardcore fest.
Honestly, so sick.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The layout is crazy, especially like the green room thing in the back.
Yeah.
It's like you did like Sims Tycoon, like Fest Tycoon. You would get an 8, you get a 99 out of 100 for Fest Tycoon. You guys did so good.
Yeah, the layout is seriously one of the best parts about it. Like, because you can get away and chill and not hear music, but there's still like so much room to just kind of be in the big main room and not be stuck in a crowd. And there's a lot of pros to it.
We got to get maybe an AT&T tower set up near you. That'll do it,
brother.
There was supposed to be new fiber in the building by the time the fest happened.
The devil's greatest trick is convincing us that there will be a new fiber tower nearby everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's get into 2024 edition of Tied Down, because man, what a lineup you guys put together. You want to start? We can start with the pre-shows. You want to tell us a little bit about putting those together? I know I'm pretty devastated that we weren't able to be part of that one. There's always next year. I don't want to spoil for next year.
Sure. We'll make something happen. They don't need to know.
They don't need to know.
Yeah. They don't need to know. Edgemen Preshow, the first one was crazy to me. I will shout out Greg Falchetto right now because he linked us to E-Town Concrete, and they were into it.
So the way that we book the fest is, we book the main one first and then work backwards into the pre-shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so by the time we're there, especially by the time we're at day one with the Edgemen shows, it's like, okay, what's left? There are a finite amount of good hardcore bands that we haven't booked on the fest before, aren't playing one of the other ones or available, whatever. But yeah, so then
we actually went for E-Town for the Friday pre-show. That was our original. We offered them Magic Stick, and they couldn't do it because I think it was a kid's birthday or something. So
they flew straight home after that Thursday show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the next morning. So they came out just for that.
That's real Jersey, man. Getting home for the fucking kid's birthday that's E-Town, dude.
So we offered them Friday. They couldn't do it, and then he's like, "What's the deal with the Thursday pre-show?" And I was just like, "Well, it's a screen printing shop. Like, it's a floor show, and it's just a packed vibe. Like, I didn't want to lie."
Yeah, of course.
So Ant was like, "This sounds dope," and I was like, "That's all I wanted to hear."
Is the E in E Town Elizabethtown?
Elizabethtown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Which is like Elizabethtown concrete is like beautiful. That's a beautiful sentence.
Yeah.
E-Town concrete, hard as fuck.
yeah.
Which they are both. They're both of those things.
Wow. The
So
dichotomy.
yeah,
Makes
once we got
thing.
them, we kind of worked. We were like, we got to get gridiron because
Natural.
it's like
Yeah.
a natural, hand in hand goes. And what a cool spot to do that at.
100%.
And I'm non-biased me booking at my shop, but like I was just like, I couldn't believe we made that work.
I can believe it. The one last year was amazing too. So it makes sense to me that even that can level up. No pun intended.
Ooh. So yeah, that was like, all right, well, we got these two. Let's kind of work our way down. And
that was enough to sell it out on its own, and said, who else is doing something right now? Who's just put out a record? And so Eyes Wide Shut ended up on the show, and then wanted to do a Canada band. Spirit of Vengeance did it,
and
have been very supportive of everything we do. And we
they're
knew
right there. You could throw a fucking tennis ball at.
We knew they'd be at every day of the fest anyway.
Yeah.
And so they were kind of
pretty sure they straight up already bought tickets to the fest.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Amazing band name too.
Yeah. So then
Bunch of fucking Ghost
Luck
Riders.
Runs Out. Just
Luck Runs Out.
Threw another Michigan band on to open.
Hell
So it was great. It was good times. Everybody had a great time. That show.
The videos are amazing. Look at this one right here.
God,
Wow.
that looks so
that
man,
was
that
awesome.
was awesome.
That was awesome. Remember that?
Yeah, we played Weapon X played it last year, and I thought it was like incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So
It was when I will admit when last year I was just overwhelmed and scattered. I thought that's where the fest was. I didn't know. I wasn't. I had never been to the other venue. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So seeing the shop and being like, okay, well this makes sense, and
That's where Gorilla Biscuits were going to play.
Yeah.
and like piecing together throughout the day, obviously.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
okay.
I just saw an email come through on my brother's computer as you were saying that of Wingstop order received.
Dude, Uber Eats having a crazy deal right now, 50% off on everything. It's
What?
Dude, I just got it and Taylor did too.
I don't know. Yeah, that must be a Wicker Park exclusive. Tell me about the ceremony show the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ceremony doing that Palladium show, like that's such a crazy feat for a band to accomplish, especially with it was a 4-band package. It's not like a mini fest.
Right.
Yeah.
They sold that out. It like reset them. They just reset. They can do that everywhere now. So I'm loving to seeing like this year trajectory that they're on.
It's
We
crazy.
sold out the show in 3 days.
Yeah.
800 tickets in 3 days, which
Beautiful.
that I did the last ceremony show in Detroit last year, and it was at the Sanctuary, which that we sold out that one too, but much smaller venue.
What is that? 4, 5,
300.
300?
Yeah.
Oh,
3?
wow. So do you guys do I don't think you don't do after shows.
We did last year, and we were like, let's not do an after show.
Death
and
to the after show.
we heard
It had
people's
to go.
opinions. It's
It was so I was there, and we sold the after show last year. It was Pain of Truth doing another set. They'd played earlier in the day, and then all new bands for the rest of the lineup, and sold out 600 tickets. But there were less than 300 people in the room. 300 people were so moshed out they couldn't go, and then
Dude,
by the time
day 2 of at 3 p.m. they're moshed out.
Yeah.
you know?
right.
yeah. So we decided, let's just nix the after show. We did an additional pre-show. So
Well, that makes because as people are traveling in, it makes perfect sense. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the pre-shows,
I
especially because
love stopping at by a pre-show.
you guys didn't make it. I'm trying to be diplomatic. You didn't make them missable. Like you made the pre-shows like you gotta like people want to go to those, you know.
Sure.
And I think that's really smart. Like it's actually crazy that Ceremony only played a
E-Town
pre-show.
too. I had friends who were going to the fest who were like, "Wait, E-Town's not playing the fest. Should I kill myself?" Which is cool. That's a can't miss experience at a print shop.
Smart.
Yeah, it was definitely like a cool, you had to be there kind of thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that.
But to Friday, yeah, that show was like definitely like a mini fest on its own. So the magic
it got out of hand.
It was
a booking.
Yeah, we just were like, "Yep, let's ask them, and then everybody says yes. And we're like, put it together, like, put it on
beautiful.
a flyer. Let's go.
I mean, but it was still a 5 p.m. doors and headliner on at 10. So
Yeah.
I mean,
The dream. And you've set a nice precedent for next year of like, well, I better get there Wednesday
Right.
because it's going to be a jam-packed week of good shit.
Yeah, because that was another thing is like we announced the fest, and then the pre-shows come after. So we're like, well, for these kids buy tickets, if they start booking flights, we're like, we got to get these announced. To
Any crazy incidents at either of these? Any big events?
No, I think the biggest event was at the Friday pre-shows that Fury almost didn't make it because their flights were delayed like 7 hours.
Oh my god.
So they got there and basically walked onto the stage.
yeah, no,
And like we had to flip them in No Warning. So they played after No Warning. But it worked. Everybody was happy.
then Haroon walking directly on the stage too.
Yeah, Build and Destroy set. He got there and literally I met him outside, handed him his wristband, and he walked up and they were already playing the intro to their set. And he just grabbed the mic and that was it. Started it.
That's
Holy
crazy.
shit.
It was awesome.
Good timing. That's cool timing.
I wonder
Yeah.
if Fury flew fucking Delta.
They did.
Dude, Delta's a mess right now.
They're
It's a
dropping
complete
the ball,
structural
dude.
mess.
They're
That
dropping
sucks.
the bow straight up.
American.
I literally just booked
all the way.
4 Delta flights like 3 days ago.
Oh,
No,
it's
so
unbelievable.
when we found out what was going on with Fury, that Madison and I talked on the phone earlier in the day, and he said, my guys are kind of feeling like, what if we miss our set? That we can't play after Ceremony, and that we figured out that Saturday was too packed for them to get added to the main fest. But if they would have missed their set on Friday, that we would have added them to Sunday.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
We were gonna make it work.
So that's
I
why
figured
they
you would.
came out and didn't say let's sit home. But
Nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's get into the weekend here.
Take it
Sure.
away.
What a jam-packed, action-packed. I'll go through the lineup one by one. We had Risk opening the show.
Yeah.
Boston. Risk from Boston. 45 guys in Risk. Which one played this day? You got to see him to find out.
Yeah.
Tell me about putting Risk on the fest.
I think that was Curtis who started this
yeah.
thing.
I mean, I think that
You took the risk.
Have Heart Weekend, having a few Boston bands on the show, but then also just like they had been getting looks on other festivals and playing around, just hadn't played Detroit yet. Played a proper show at least. And so they're one of the ones that were on our list early to just say, yeah, let's get them on.
Love it. Beautiful. Anklebiter was next.
Honestly, kind of the same vibe. Boston.
Dude, they covered Freedom. That was
They
unbelievable.
sure did. It's like right when I walked up to, and I was like, "Oh, I know this one.
I know this one. I think I was in this band.
I might have.
Jimmy was in Freedom, guys. If you're watching this, Jimmy
Yeah.
was once upon a time in Freedom.
Once upon
True.
a time. But hey, it was good. It was good times.
Was he didn't play on that one,
No,
but he knew it regardless. He still lives it, unlike the guy who wrote it.
yeah. Ooh,
Nick Cutchway broke
Cutchway.
edge. Sorry,
But-
Nick.
that's okay. We love
Come on
Nick
back.
over here, but yeah,
He's my
I don't
guy. I
know.
love him. Come on back, Nick. We'll take you. We'll take you back.
Yeah, we'll co-sign. We can notarize it if he comes back.
Who
Agreed.
played next?
Who played next? That would be bad.
Shout out, one more shout out to Anklebiter. That was
Oh, yeah.
great.
Yes.
Love the cover, love the set, love the vibe, love the energy. Same with Risk.
Yeah,
Two great bands. Up next, Jimmy.
yeah,
The
yeah.
motherfucking bad beat.
Yeah, bad beat.
Thank God for bad beat. Let me tell you.
I don't know about that, but
Tell me about putting yourself on the fest.
we only put it on. We put it on because we have the record coming out, so we're just like, you know what? I hadn't played the other years. Let's
You
do
should
it.
play every year.
Yeah.
I mean, you're all right.
Sure, please. It is law. It is decided. Curtis, you're the booker.
Yeah, no. I mean, Bad Beat would be on the show even if Jimmy weren't part of the fest.
I agree. I mean, you're kind of you're holding it down for Detroit hard.
Hey,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It's the first time I'm ever singing in a band, so it's a good time.
You're al natural out there, dude.
I don't know. I'm trying.
Your drummer fucking rips ass.
Dude, that's the best. That's literally the comment I got the most. They're like, "Bad Beat's cool. Who's that drummer?"
Who is the
Because he doesn't come from hardcore. So
Well, yeah, he does and doesn't. His name's John Lebecki. Shout out John.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's the best. He's been a fucking god of a drummer forever. Him and his brother are twins. They're both in my other band, Strange Magic. And then his brother Mark plays in Tiger's Jaw.
Oh,
so,
cool.
like, they've been in music. They're just, doing the other world stuff, And
As soon as I saw the reggae crash, I knew I was in for something.
Yeah,
and then I heard reggae.
yeah,
Amazing drummer.
yeah, straight up, he's one of my favorite
Great guy.
drummers.
What's a reggae crash?
Dude, it's like a crazy bent,
Yeah, it's all
like warped
crinkled looking.
crash.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks like he put it in
I
the
know.
oven, and it like when you put a record in the oven.
Yes,
it
it's
gets that,
warped.
like-
It's literally like warped, like it was sun kissed.
Yeah,
Bad
Yeah.
Beat is such a cool band because you got your wife on bass,
yeah. Shout out Janie, love you.
you got your best buddy on guitar. What's cooler than that, dude? That's the ultimate dynamic. You got reggae drummer, wife, and best friend.
And Wade,
in the other room. Yeah.
That's
and
right.
Wade. Yeah, and we will say Wade is like my son. He also plays in that band Big Deal.
It's a fan.
Played on Sunday. He also plays in a band called Normal. He is a fucking king of guitar, and he's the best.
Wade is awesome. That I met him, I don't know, like 10 years ago, and that somebody had just said, I had this other show that was kind of a fest thing, and they just brought him along to help. And that's how I met him. He was like in college, working at the radio station, and just wanted to do stuff in music. And met this guy who has hung around the whole time. He's one of those lifers at this point.
He's the best. He is my son.
You gotta have a son on the stage.
Yeah,
He
It's
is.
great.
He is that. So,
I loved the set. I felt emotional watching it.
Oh,
Because it was the hometown boys getting a win.
it's beautiful.
appreciate that. It felt good. It did. It felt good. I was happy with it.
A lot of mosh.
A lot of mosh, a lot of singing. It's a
Yeah.
brand new record.
It is a brand new record.
They
yeah.
shouldn't know it that well yet, and they do.
It's weird, dude.
Beautiful.
I'm happy. I'm thankful.
Good. Listen to Bad Beat. Check out the new record out now, Triple B. Speaking of Triple B, Cosmic Joke is up next.
Oh, the great.
Thanks for having them back, guys.
dude. They're in, dude.
I was going to say they were one of the earliest confirmed bands.
Literally.
Last year's show.
yeah. You think I'm gonna leave them out?
I don't know.
Never, dude.
Some do.
You're right. No, they obviously Mac is one of my best friends. I love him.
He's my consigliere.
Yeah, dude. They're the best, and that they rip. They are
Unbelievable.
It's perfect.
They're probably as practiced as can be too. Having done
100%.
having done the Chicago shows,
Yeah, and it was great. Like last year, Jake didn't get to come out. This year, he got to come out and experience
He had a blast.
it. Sad Nikki wasn't there, but hey, Little Fish has to be cooking.
Yeah, I mean, he probably had to make sandwiches for fucking Roseanne Barr or something.
We really need to get Little Fish here.
Yeah, we were trying.
We talked about it the last 2 years.
Yeah, we were trying to do it for one of the food vendors. We'll figure it out.
We'll plan it for next year. That I think that's
Dude, now you're talking food vendors.
yeah.
Let's get into this real quick.
already.
Yeah. No, just part of it.
Okay.
The vendors. What's the barbecue one?
Full rack barbecue.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic brisket.
Brian, dude.
Unbelievable.
He's old hardcore kid from Michigan, moved to Tennessee for a while, came back. He was booking shows in Tennessee stuff, and then he was booking shows here a little bit. Started that food truck, and it took off, dude.
No more shows.
Fucking good.
He's pitting.
Just barbecue.
He's pitting.
He has an actual restaurant too. He has a restaurant too that you can go sit down at.
Really?
In Tennessee?
Yeah, it's in St. Clair Shores, my hometown, baby. It's
Wait, you're not from your hometown?
well, not my home. I'm from Mount Clemens, Michigan, but where I currently reside is 2 towns over.
Oh, so it's in Michigan. Okay, I thought you said the restaurant was in Tennessee. Okay.
Oh no,
I thought
he's
the same
from.
thing.
He like moved
Okay.
to Tennessee and then came back.
Full rack barbecue. Go check it out. It is absolutely unbelievable.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, next door to Full Rack Barbecue there's a little truck called Little Caesars. And let me tell you, man, whatever you think, whatever preconceived notion you have about Little Caesars, this truck shits all over it, throws it up and shits on it again.
Yeah.
It's what is it? That's not Little Caesars.
It's so what they do is they're deep dish style, and it's like the same stuff they do at like hockey games at Little Caesars Arena.
Oh.
It's like that. It's like the pan pizza version where you get like 2 slices.
But it's a different formula.
Dude, they're just cooking it out. It's fresh.
Yeah.
It can't be it. It's a different sauce. Because that sauce is the same. There's no way. Because the thing I don't like about Little Caesars is the sauce.
Oh, you have to bullshit, dude. You're wrong.
No, but you haven't had it in Pacoima, California, Jimmy.
Well, okay,
it's not the same.
That's
Far
probably
from Michigan.
I'll be there. I'll be there in a month.
I'll take you to Silmar and take you to Little Caesars. You tell me it's good.
I will. I want to know.
That was not what they sell in Winnetka. Okay,
At the Kmart.
No, they don't have that there. It was like as good as Jets, if not better.
Dude, something with that truck, dude. It's so fucking good.
So next year at Tie Down, you got to get this damn Little Caesars truck. It's not normal.
So our friend he works on it. So like he kind of linked me in the first year. It was just like, hey, I'm like working on a Little Caesars truck. Like, can we vend or And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
they've come to Edgemen and just set up in the parking lot when we do like our punk rock flea market and stuff. And they're just slanging slices, dude. It's great.
that's awesome.
I would never eat anything else. When people ask me local Detroit like pizza spots or something, I say Jets and Little Caesars.
I mean,
Those are the best ones.
Little Caesars restaurant. I mean, I don't hate it by any means. I do enjoy it, but it's not a go-to. But the truck is so
God.
Dude, when we were younger, was there like a Little Caesars like play place?
No, but it was
Caesar World.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were
What?
talking about the Little Caesars in Kmart.
Well, I remember that.
Yeah, that was the Kmart Cafe with the Little Caesars, but there was
We
a
didn't
Caesar
have
World.
that.
There is a Caesar World that was in Michigan. I went to as a child once.
It was like a leaps and bounds Discovery Zone kind of thing. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember that.
Major Magics. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I remember this.
are you
now.
unlocking in your brain right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Caesar
a thing.
World.
Yeah,
I
So,
remembered it.
Caesar World. I got to get to Caesar World.
Feels made up.
There was
I don't
who
think it's
was-
there anymore.
Who was selling the cupcakes? They were there last year as well.
So that
Holly,
is
yeah.
Holly. Holly
Dude.
is one of mine and my wife's like best friends. Her husband DJ has been one of my longtime best friends.
Are they vegan cupcakes?
They are all vegan, and she also does gluten free, and
Dude.
they are the
You
best.
never know.
You would never
will shout it out.
fucking know.
Oh,
They
no.
were so good.
They legit. She makes us cakes for all of our birthdays. Like she is.
No, she made a cake for from Dying Fetus.
Yeah, she made a. It's. We got to
You
send you a
gotta make
picture
a
of the
cake
cake.
for that,
Got to
dude.
send you a picture of that cake because it's fucking sick looking.
Okay.
She's made me a cake every year. I think for the past, I don't know, probably 5 years for my birthday. She's the best baker I know, and
She
is-
got
so good.
she
FedEx.
knows what she's doing, and she just does it for fun. It's not even
That's
like
amazing.
she sold out of her cupcakes on day one, and while she was at Tied Down, she DoorDashed ingredients to her house so she could stay up late and bake more. So she baked like another 240 to sell on Sunday.
To say not just
What
for
a
fun
legend.
because it's an insane amount of cupcakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were two for $5, and I was like, these you could do 2 for $10. This is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
that Sprinkles cupcakes are $6 at this point.
You know,
That's better than a Sprinkles.
Yeah. No, the cupcakes are. She'll always be back. She loves selling the cupcakes at Tied Down. Shout out Holly.
Yeah,
it's
those are great.
She goes by Hooked on Sweets Bakery. So look that up. Everybody follow Hooked on Sweets.
Boy,
And
boy, am I.
Love a good old cupcake. If you're in Michigan,
Same.
you're gonna get one eventually.
Check it out. Also, check out Ends of Sanity, who played next.
Yeah.
smooth.
My favorite meal, Ends of Sanity.
I'm always I'm perpetually at the ends of sanity.
No, Ends of Sanity was. We had them last year. I just
They
love
put out
that
another
band.
record, wanted
Yeah.
to bring them back.
Yeah.
That was after the fest last year, and they dropped the newer EP. And I texted James and I said, "This is a good record for the gym, brother." And he said, "That's what it's for." And kind of knew that we
Textbook
wanted
answer.
them back. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
happy to have them back. Crushed it too.
Oh yeah,
sleeper of a band.
Yeah.
yeah. Hard set.
Yeah.
We got Balmora up next, who open. You know, listen, we've all been there, guys. We botched a cover at the beginning, and then just said, "Yeah, whatever," and then went into their set, and it was great. Been there, guys. I'm sure you're feeling it. It's
what was
okay.
the cover?
I think it was Black Dahlia.
Oh, okay.
So to be completely honest, I watched no bands essentially this weekend because I was running around like crazy. But they did Black Dahlia at
FYA. And then I said, "You got to do it again." Being in Detroit.
And they said, "We'll try."
And I was not there at the beginning of the set. I did watch probably half of their set.
I'm just psyched that they're at 1:40 p.m. now and not 11 a.m. anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
it was a long year of opening
right.
fests for them, and
Well, and they're going to play here tomorrow.
Literally, they're
Yeah.
playing the shop tomorrow with Combust and Magnitude.
well, there you
But,
go.
I mean, it'll actually be. They just played the shop 2
So
days.
2 days
There
ago,
you
they
go.
played
Yeah.
the shop.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Dude, they crushed it.
So sick.
It was.
They nailed the
They
cover.
nailed the intro.
No, this is just one of the best. This is the best metalcore band reigning right now. I think just in terms of like what I like about that kind of metalcore, which is like a thing that overall I despise.
Yeah.
But when done right, rocks hard, and Balmora is like the band.
I've
doing
had
it right.
You
more
just
than enough
described it really
people.
well.
I've had a lot of people who are like, I don't really like that type of music, but I really like that Balmora band.
It's the vibe,
And
dude.
it's
The
like,
presentation is amazing.
It's awesome. Yeah. So
We had Trail of Lies up next. Syracuse, straight edge, still straight edge. Thank God.
The return.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
return of Trail of Lies. They got a new LP coming out soon on Triple B.
yeah.
Triple B.
Yep.
They could put out a new single. It rocks. Go check it out. Known these guys forever.
Yeah.
Members of many bands that you love. Tell me about putting Trail of Lies on.
I mean, I think
you reached out first. Yeah.
that when we talked about it a handful of times and ended up asking Sam, like, are they still a band? Because they, that they were kind of doing big things for a second and were like a big merch band a few years ago and then just disappeared a little bit before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Merch band is always such a funny descriptor.
Yeah,
For-
I
to
mean,
me.
but it's
Because it's
but
like
real.
a band people like so much that they need to wear their, like they line up for the stuff, which is kind of like and that's the goal.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
funny. It sounds like it has a negative connotation, but it's not.
No, it's
It's
good.
like the most positive
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, no, if I'm
Please.
like going to Lumpy or Sam, like telling them about a band, that I will include that in the resume.
I love, yeah.
But,
Oh, it's a merch band. They're good.
yeah, but yeah, that getting them to play the fest, thought that would be something that people would be into, that would pop, that at announce people would be excited, and so that they dropped some of the new music and then they were on the fest. So
Yeah, the Scratcher thing they did was really cool. The Scratcher promo that they sent.
Oh, dude.
yeah,
Loved that.
Brilliant.
got one of those in the mail, did it, but
Brilliant.
but yeah, Tom was down right from the start and was super easy.
Yeah.
Say like we're really into it. We want to play. So,
Yeah, they were genuinely excited, which made it feel good,
yeah.
So,
Straight edge. Beautiful.
straight edge.
We had Laid to Rest next. The Connecticut representation, let me tell you, guys, at one point in the green room, I looked around. I must have seen 20 people from Connecticut. Tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
I just kept walking around. I walked around to everybody 100 Demons, and I just said, "Look at us, man. We're here. Can you believe it?" And they go, "I know."
Yeah.
Think of what the hell you're talking about.
We'll talk
No,
about that one in a minute.
they were with me, man. They loved it. We'll get to that because that was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Laid to Rest, Connecticut, back from the dead, doing it. The biggest boys you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Tell me about putting Laid to Rest on.
I'll let you take that one too, because I think you started that. Yeah.
That a lot of what we do booking the fest is like trying to find bands that haven't been playing, and that we can get really picky and selective with that if somebody announces something on another fest, or that they're playing Michigan around the time we announce, even that they're not going to make it. And so those are the bands that we look out for a lot, and that Laid to Rest haven't played here in forever.
Yeah.
They formally broke up at one point, right?
Yeah.
I truly don't even know.
I
They
mean,
laid
I would
to
see
rest.
them, right? I'd see them. They'd play, a Code Orange show every so
Yeah.
often, or something special. And so we knew that if we could get them to play, that we wanted them. And then I ended up, we were talking about it, and then I ran into Dan, and we just finished it up. We're like, can you make this work with your guys? And that we texted a little bit the week after that and locked it in.
Wow, beautiful.
It's funny. Dan was doing merch for Painted Truth on the Kubicon tour.
Yeah, he was TMing and doing merch on the headliner, and
and I it had been like 5 days since I had seen him. So seeing him again, I was honestly forgot, but I did. He shouted out 200 Demons. Anybody catch that?
That's so cool. Oh yeah, he said I was so high. I shouted out 200 Demons.
oops.
That's fucking awesome.
That is awesome.
Having basically played in 200 Demons myself, I really appreciated that. Yeah, great set. Just a legendary group of guys. Connecticut. I love Balmora's there too. Connecticut's all over this thing. It really just makes you feel good.
Are you from Connecticut? Who was next?
Connecticut was next. End It is next. A band I just toured with. Legendary stage presence. Aura off the charts.
One of the only bands who has made a three-peat now.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, and 3 now. I would have them, dude. I love End It.
Has anyone else?
Never Ending Game.
That's it.
That
That's
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
Never Ending. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes total sense.
The house band.
Yeah.
House. Yeah. yeah.
Yeah. No. Already on the list for next year.
Yeah.
End It. I think if Akil wrote a book, I said this on stage in Baltimore. If he wrote a book called How to Be Singer, How to Sing in Band Frontman, I would pre-order first edition copy.
Yeah.
There's an unteachable sauce to End It,
It's undefinable.
They opened an FYA one year and I was mesmerized.
I remember.
And they've got it.
They 100% got it.
So
one of my favorite bands to watch. One of the bands I find myself listening to quite often. Happy to have them anytime they want. They played the shop too, for like the return of like hardcore from COVID happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
they're honorary Detroit in many ways.
I will say yes. End It. You are all honorary Detroiters.
Beautiful.
All of you.
Beautiful.
So,
So you'll catch End It next year at Tied Down if you're listening and watching.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, you will.
We already talked about it.
You heard it here first.
Breaking news. Never Ending Game and End It to play Tied Down next year.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. band I loved playing shows with them the past week. Can't wait to do it again. Weekend Nachos is up next. Hometown Boys for Bo.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny too is I was moving and I was looking through all my posters and I realized that those last Static Age shows, Harm's Way and Nachos played.
Yeah.
So there is like a weird through like a thread with Nachos and all of this, but it was cool to see them when they played the Harm's Way or the Common Suffering like record release at the Metro. It was kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say out of their element, but it wasn't 100% like a them show. But
And it's a barrier hardcore show that they're not headlining.
Exactly.
It's different.
Whereas a fest with as many people as attended at Tied Down, and there was no barricade, and the stage is like perfect height, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my God, the stage.
Yeah. Everything lined up, and I think they had like an incredible time. And,
Yeah.
This rocked. Tell me about putting the nachos on.
yeah. Were you dealing with Drew or were you dealing with Caution?
Actually, neither.
Yeah.
Oh.
Andy.
Well,
And then the agent.
yeah, we dealt initially with Andy, and then we had to go agent. Yeah,
But it was easy.
but it was easy.
Yeah.
And
Good.
knowing Caution and knowing Andy obviously made it very easy.
Yeah. 100%.
So, I mean, Andy is the greatest human. Love him.
Yeah. No, I mean, on a band that's not active, the way that we book this fest, I will be a punisher about trying to make stuff happen like that. And so that we had talked Nachos for last year.
Yeah.
But then and we were talking about it for this year too. But then it was actually talking to you at Cold as Life when you dropped the secret that they were going to be playing your guys' show. That we got back into the conversation.
Bo didn't
right
drop
away.
anything.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it's okay. It's okay to
Yeah.
say
And
now.
at this
It's
point-
fine.
I mean, it's that was, performer to promoter.
Yeah, that was
Right.
That's true.
That's a medical code of conduct. You're fine.
One of my favorite things happened a few times over the whole weekend was Braxton standing near me during Nachos, and then like a part hit, and he just like immediately had to go to the pit. That's one of the coolest moments that you'll
man.
see watching any band perform is when like another person from a band or whatever is like, here it is.
They can't now.
I gotta
Yeah.
get
And in what other genre, guys, is that possible? To just be like, oh yeah, sure, fucking Peso Pluma's rocking out to Ricky Martin, sure.
Yeah.
But where it's like, yo, that's fucking the drummer of Soul Search is beating ass right now. That's crazy. There's no other genre in the world where that happens.
Agreed.
It's beautiful stuff.
Yeah. That set too was actually one I got to catch a little bit, and it was so sick.
Yeah, I watched most of it. I'm a big fan. So
Curtis loves him.
I
some
love the
nachos,
nachos.
man.
Yeah.
He can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
100 Demons is next. I have a funny anecdote here, guys. At some point, Pete said, "We're playing between what are fucking Weekend Nachos and Pity Sex?"
yeah. No, Reach said the same thing. He said, "We don't know those guys."
And I think Sean Martin said, "Oh, Pity Sex is a drummer of Twitching Tongues band with his wife, but also I don't know."
Yeah, he said, haha, I don't know any of those dudes. Sounds good.
Perfect. Well, let me just say, as a longtime fan of 100 Demons, Pete was having like the worst time. He was like very sick. Pulled it off. I don't know if I've ever seen them get a reaction like this.
Nope.
Ever. Like the
That
whole
was
like
incredible.
Yeah.
dude, rows of people singing in the front and like piling on for 100 Demons is genuinely in that setting is not a thing I've ever seen.
That was one of when we announced lineup, that was 90% of what people were excited for.
Yeah,
Was
I mean,
100 Demons.
Can't
believe it's 100 Demons. Because
I mean, so many of the people I've been listening to 100 Demons for over 20 years since I was a teenager,
Yeah.
so that they've been an elusive band for a while now. That this is my text with Reesh that goes on and on, starting back maybe at Tied Down, a little after Tied Down 1, and then like trying to do the fest the second year, trying to do Cold as Life.
We've wanted this.
You know,
Steven, censor that. That text thread.
Their set this year was one that was like I expected. Every time I've seen them in the past is what I expected it to be like. It's like what I wanted it to be like.
Like, oh, this is gonna be crazy.
And then this one actually, it wasn't a big horseshoe. It wasn't like it was full crowd participation. One of the first things I saw was COA singing along to
Suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was
beautiful. Beautiful set.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was
couldn't
really,
have gone
really
any better.
good.
Like it truly was it just felt great.
I think that they feel the same. So
good.
Great job.
Yeah.
I don't Pete don't like leaving his house. And I get it.
I get it.
You don't know how many more shows they got in them. So enjoy the demons while you can.
And I've got a funny story going into the show that we typically don't send out the set times until kind of too late. But that we've got them, had them playing when it was 4:30 or something. 4:30. And so we send out the email, everyone gets the times, and then Reesh texts me at 7 a.m. the next day. And I'm like waiting to hear, why are we playing at 4:30? Who are these other bands? And it wasn't that at all. He was very happy. He asked a question about some gear and that they were geeked. But that when a member of 100 Demons texts you at 7 in the morning after you set them the set times,
rarely good.
You think that someone's mad, but no, it was a perfect time. That playing in the middle of the day on a fest is kind of
it's kind of ideal.
It's the best.
Yeah,
especially still got energy.
4:30 is the dream slot.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're pros. They know that at this point. And this was this proved that. So amazing set. I'm so glad that the people at the fest got to experience that. That experience maybe the best 100 Demons set I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I thank you guys for giving that to me personally.
Hey, glad you loved it.
I loved it. Pity Sex is next. Detroit royalty.
Yeah. Been trying for this one for a minute here.
I had the best time.
What a great band.
What a great band.
I felt like when we were doing the lineups and we were like Pity Sex after 100 Demons, I was like, everybody's going to be wiped and tired and it's going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perfect.
A good reset. Mm-hmm. And it was such a cool set. I was so happy for that.
I had a blast during the set, as you can see.
I believe
here.
there's a photo.
The lineup now of Brennan, Britty, Mike Cesario, and Derek is like that's the ultimate 4-piece band to me.
Yeah.
And then seeing Mike play bass is simultaneously the most emotional thing I can possibly feel and the funniest thing I've ever seen. Mike doing this for Pity Sex was so good that I needed him to know. Like, I'm right here with you, man.
Yeah, I've got a video of you too.
Dude, it was beautiful. Yeah. That set was incredible. Britty's experimenting with in-ear monitors for the first time, so that was cool.
She said
they were locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it
sounded great.
Stuff.
What a great,
Yeah. I also wanted to hear it from front of house, and that's why.
Yeah,
I wanted to hear what.
Shout out to front of house because everything sounded really good.
Yeah, and that's with fests, man. Such a crapshoot
in a room like that too.
In a room like that where it's just there.
Big shout out to our production team.
Yeah, that room was not made with soundproofing in mind.
Your production team, your like security team, you guys, everybody involved is just so pleasant.
Yeah, I never had a problem. Which, ironically, I don't know, Colin, I don't know if you experienced any of this, but everywhere else the entire weekend, I had some of the worst like customer service experiences I've ever had in my life.
Well, I only had psychotic Ubers. I don't know if you experienced that.
That was, remember last year? Yeah, I did.
Dude, that was this year. They were psycho.
Dude.
Detroit Ubers, what's going on?
Dude, I don't know.
It's mutants.
You just get a car here, dude. You don't need an Uber. That's the
hell
thing.
yeah. Next, now I know. Oh my God.
Part of the reason why I brought up the customer service thing was renting the car. I missed 2 bands because I was waiting for a freaking car.
Crazy.
Anyway.
I had a great time. Detroit took good care. Well, no, that's not entirely true. We'll talk about that in a minute. Angel Dust is next. Another band I just did several shows with. First tour ever was with us. No big deal.
Dude, another similar to End It kind of an indescribable swag.
Well, obviously. You know?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's the whole now it's like a band full of guys with indescribable swag.
Yeah.
Which is
so
great.
Cool.
Tell me about putting Angel Dust on.
I mean, they were on the Dream tour, but
they were also
on our list.
they were also on our list. So,
it worked out that after the TUI set last year, we knew that we definitely wanted to have Justice back in the room, with Angel Dust. And then we knew they were on the show already, but just like seeing them at LDB Fest a few months ago too. I feel like this record is, one of the softer Angel Dust records that is different.
Yeah.
And that the set though, the energy of it, they knew what they had to do.
All bangers, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then everything's a little bit heavier. Great.
Yeah, their stage energy is some of the best.
Yeah.
It is such a good time to watch. It is some of the most fun to watch. Like, I'm a big fan of that band.
Yeah, current lineup though too, just like crushing it. Love Justice.
Yeah, he's got an elite group of guys who all really understand.
Yeah,
the intention is everything with Angel Dust. Like, and you obviously at the end of the day, it's his baby, it's his passion project. But now he really got these guys that just understand exactly the mission.
It's so good.
And watching that, I've seen them a billion times, and they've never been better than they are now. And I don't think I honestly don't think the songs have ever been better than the new ones. Like, I love how fucking off the wall he's getting, straight up Beatles shit going on. Beatles, and it's awesome. Big fan. Killing Time is next. One of the greatest hardcore bands of all time.
Yes.
What a cool thing to put on the fest. What was that, Bo?
I was just gonna say similar to 100 Demons, like a great reaction.
Like an ideal, perfect hardcore set for them.
Yeah. Was really stoked that they said yes. Like, honestly, I'm
gonna shout out an agent, Max Vick, who is our boy, and threw this idea out there that we had talked about it before, and that he just very nonchalantly said, "How about Killing Time doing Brightside?" And like, fuck yeah. And so that one, along with a handful of the other confirmations that we had on the show, early, was very easy. Felt
Max has been Twitching Tongue's booking agent for about a year now. I just met him at Tie Down this weekend or last weekend. To say I'm in love with him would be an understatement. He's a gambler. He's a crazy hard worker, and he told me some unbelievable misfit stories that I don't think I can share. That he gets it,
Yeah.
So thank you, Max, killing it, Killing Time.
The fact that Killing Time can open with is it Telltale?
Telltale they open with.
How cool is that?
Which is a psycho move. You're giving them that at the rip is crazy, but then there's so many more bangers.
There's
so many.
Dude, Anthony took a spill that scared me.
Yeah,
that was Nick Cutchway's fault. It was Nick Cutchway's fault.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
no, I'll say it. He was wearing a bright orange hat. He was visible from absolutely anywhere.
Space.
Then afterwards in the crowd, like,
sorry, man. It wouldn't have happened if you didn't break edge. It's tragic.
It's true.
It's tragic. So
was
Killing
awesome.
Time, it was Nick Cutchway. He plays guitar in Freedom. Broke Edge. Killing Time, what an incredible set this was. Again, like as Bo said, seeing like crazy sing-alongs where the singer can be knocked down by Nick Cutchway is really just a sight to behold. Beautiful. Especially outside of New York, in Detroit, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
we
was
saw him in New York not too long ago, Colin, like 8 months ago. But like,
And it was great, but it wasn't that.
it wasn't that. Yeah,
I played with him at Tacoma. It was great. It wasn't that.
Yeah,
We've been back to back with Killing Time twice now, which is scary, honestly. Twitching Tongues is up next, guys.
talk
We
about
got some.
Tell
some-
me
yeah.
2 things you like about Twitching Tongues each.
Me?
yeah.
No, thanks for having us, guys. We had a
Of
blast.
course. I've been bugging you for a while now.
Yeah.
Thank you for making it happen. You did tell me at one point it would be the exclusive Midwest show. Glad you stuck to your guns on that.
Well, Chicago's Great Lakes, so it was.
And then what about Louisville?
Louisville.
We claim Detroit and Great Lakes also.
So it was a non-exclusive Great Lakes show.
Yeah.
No, it honestly was awesome.
I'm sorry. Listen, it wouldn't have been that way if we didn't get offered the greatest tour of all time.
So it did.
I'm
it didn't
not
need to
actually
be.
upset.
You're good.
I mean, it was still incredible.
It was awesome. Very happy to have you guys back in Detroit because it's been some time.
Dude,
6 years.
Harm's Way and Twitching Tongues played a doozy of a show together in Detroit.
Dude, that was worst show of the tour. Worst show of the tour. Right, Bo?
Yeah.
Were you at that
Worst
one?
show
Which
of the
was
tour.
Majestic Cafe.
Yeah.
Malice at the Palace.
Oh, yeah,
Home
yeah, it
Record,
was at that show.
What's the cap of the Majestic Cap?
It's got to be 75.
No,
I'm trying to think what
probably
they called it. They called it 250.
Yeah, I was
what?
gonna say it was probably 150 to 200.
We didn't do that.
No, it was roomy in there, I'd say.
Oh my God, it was awful.
Yeah.
There was a fight. We have like a no stopping fights policy.
Yeah.
And it was like somebody we know in a fight with an old guy, and we were just like, "Fuck, should we stop?"
Didn't Freedom play it?
No, Breaking
No.
Wheel opened.
Oh, Breaking
Breaking
Wheel
Wheel
opened. That's
opened,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Members of Never Ending Game, Breaking Wheel,
Yeah.
great band, dude. Shout out Mitch Waz, dude. Obviously, Mike Waz is in Never Ending Game. He's great. His brother Mitch, I wish he could move in with me. Come on, Mitch. If
Very
you're
nice
listening,
guy.
come on out. He's incredible.
That's actually we're in Moynihan's house right now, and that's his coworker. Is Mitch.
really.
They work
What
together,
a lucky
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
So I've seen Twitching Tongues possibly more than most bands. I think
makes sense.
if I was doing, it's honestly, it's like Terror, Nachos, and then probably Twitching Tongues.
Yeah,
And I know I've said this to you a bunch, and it's
you
because
say it every time.
I've only seen, but I've seen like every time since you've been back. I've only missed a handful of shows.
I think you only missed Brooklyn and like L.A., right? Or no, there's a couple.
Yeah, yeah. But this time felt different. I don't know, man. I think it was the best time.
Yeah, it felt different for me too, physically, but I'll get into that in a second. I had a blast, guys. Let's talk about some things. So, when you're stage diving, in general, this is for anybody, and you have to grab the singer with your whole weight, much like a Nick Cutchway or this guy. Which, I'll blur your face so I don't embarrass you, but this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Wasn't that awful?
And that
If
was
you got to grab the singer's whole, that wasn't another guy. who
no,
we'll get to in a
I
second.
know. But how soon into your set was that?
That was first note,
Yeah.
first word. Taking my whole body with you when you're diving? 0 out of 10. You failed. Don't do that. As Justice once said, I'm not a fucking superhero. Anyway, so a few seconds after that, I'm already fuming hot. I'm on like the 8th line of the song. What I feel, this much like the Seinfeld episode where Newman gets hit by the spit.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
The loogie.
I
loogie.
feel
Magic
something.
loogie.
Keith Hernandez.
I've got well, Keith Hernandez, who was innocent, by
Good
the
on
way.
us.
Yeah.
I feel, I have in-ear monitors, right? So I feel a sudden impact, guys. I see somebody diving, and I feel like I get shot in the head. That's the only way I can describe it. So I then see, I feel like slow motion, as if I've been struck by a gun with a bullet in it. And I look down, and I'm pissed. I look down, and I see one Bowen Daniel Looters singing up at me. And I shake my head for a second because I'm like, you fucking motherfucker. And then I just embrace it. And then it led to this beautiful photo here. But before that beautiful photo, when I brought this up to Bo after, he said that couldn't have been me.
I've seen a clip, not what we're about to see, but I don't even, if from what I saw, I don't even know how I hit you. I don't understand.
Luckily, Sunny at 856 was kind enough to provide me with 3 camera angles to show exactly what happened in this moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the Zapluder film.
Oh, no.
So, if you guys could all kindly open the first clip now and press play.
All right.
And watch for this. There it is. Oh.
How do I hit you?
You smacked me in the damn head, you son of a bitch.
Is it with my hand? My
you
left
smacked
hand?
me.
Yeah.
You front flip, and then once you hit the crowd, you smacked me in the damn ear. You smacked my monitor inside my brain.
The second one is very clear.
The guy, he's going off. He's doing his thing. He thinks he's safe. He said, "You did look at that,
Dude, you're so
Look
pissed.
how pissed I am.
You're so
I'm
pissed.
I'm furious in that moment."
That's good.
One more camera angle
Yeah.
here. This one's from the back.
Back and to the left.
Back into.
So I see
Dude.
what happened. I go to use your shoulder as the
Which is
as,
a faux
to
pas.
help
Which
me
is
flip.
that's not what I'm for.
Sure it is.
You know me, so that's fine. But a stranger taking my whole body with
I
him.
didn't do that.
No, you didn't. But listen, you can just sail without getting me, But you got me.
You know what is ironic though? What I was doing was making sure we didn't collide heads. I was
smart.
trying to protect both of us, and obviously, I'm
Instead,
sorry, Colin.
You murdered me. So I have the gloves on. So I pull the monitor out and I touch my ear just to feel. I'm like, what is that feeling? And I can't see because I'm wearing black gloves. And then immediately after the set, somebody was like, "Dude, that was awesome. Your ear is bleeding." And I was digging dry blood out of that ear for days.
I can't believe it. Truly shocked. When he told me after the set, I was like, no.
Well, thank God for the Zapluder film too,
Fuck.
to prove your non-innocence. But so the other factor here is knowing God's hate is next. I'm consciously out there like, okay, every bad thing that happens to me, there will be a direct result where I will play less good in 30 minutes. So I'm super conscious of everything going around, and I'm getting shot in the head by my friend. Just like JFK. I'm just like JFK. God's hate is next. We're back. Year 2 for us.
Yeah.
And people were saying you guys are crazy for why are you back to back? And I will put on the record I requested it.
Oh yeah.
That was me.
Yep. I approached you and was gonna put bands in between, and you said no.
I said please no, because the act of going off and playing and then having to come down and then getting back up, and then everybody's pedals are up there and shit set up.
No, it makes sense.
Makes more sense.
We were more doing it for your sake, thinking that you would want
Need
the
a
break.
breather. Yeah.
But you said, I'm a fucking man,
Listen,
and I'm going to do this.
I like the spectacle of like, how did he do it? You know, I like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Superset.
Yeah.
It's hard. I like the superset, Curtis.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
What
Well
I liked
said.
was, and I know obviously it makes perfect sense, but twitching ends. You say God's hate is up next.
And then I'm going.
It's a nice
Send
touch.
shit up.
Yeah.
I forgot to switch the crashes.
Oh.
So that was like the only thing I didn't do. And then we had a technical difficulty during Twitching Tongues where his left beater like flew off and broke. So he had two different beaters on his kick drum, which when you're playing double kick like that, they weigh different things. I
wouldn't have ever brought this up until now. I know that there's a reason that when he was doing double bass, I noticed him kind of struggling.
Yeah, and it was two beaters. And it was the same for me.
That makes
and there's a
total sense.
lot of double bass for me. So I had two different beaters. I had a small crash here, that's my dominant hand. So I again had to rewire the way I played. No migraine this year, which was nice.
So
I was able to see it this time.
That's good.
So thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah, it was a very insane set.
Yeah.
One of the craziest I feel of the day. So yeah, thank you. That was
I'm glad to know that we can still do that. You know? Every year, every time we play something, we're kind of like, all right, maybe that's it for a while.
Right.
No,
And then the next one's good.
So last year, the God's Hate set, I just remember watching the end of it, and the kind of outro in what song is it? But anyway, and that it was so violent at the end and just crazy, and that there are a handful of bands at the end of the fest. At the end of the fest, we know some bands they're going to play next year.
Love it.
And so we just knew it was going to be God's Hate again.
I mean, we love Tied Down. The whole camp, the whole us extended universe, cinematic universe, loves playing Tied Down. That feels like second home base to me now, fest wise.
Yeah.
So whether I'm playing or not, I'll probably always be there.
You're welcome anytime.
Especially if Bad Beat's playing.
Oh.
Double, especially if Cosmic Joke is before or after Bad Beat.
Honestly, it'll always be Bad Beat into Cosmic Joke. That's it.
to their detriment in Detroit, probably.
Yeah, I think Cosmic Joke is officially from Detroit now. I'm cool with it. Back to Cosmic Joke. Fuck God's Hate.
Listen, please.
No,
we got to repress that record.
Yeah.
Terror is next, the greatest hardcore band of all time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they prove it every time they play.
This was a very good set.
There's no such thing as a bad Terror set, and this set was so sick. Like
it's the best hardcore band of all time.
It literally is. You just can't. You always think like, man, I've seen Terror a lot. It's going to be Terror, and then you're blown away every time you see them.
Yeah.
They just know what they're doing. They are the proest band
without ever for a second compromising who they are or their music or their message or anything.
I think Brody is the first person I heard say that Terror is his favorite hardcore band. And then that kind of morphed into best hardcore. And like, as time has gone by, I've like really started to agree with that.
Oh, I mean, pound for pound, best hardcore band in the world.
Of all time.
And so important to our generation, to the 2000s and beyond.
To California specifically, I would say Terror's existence changed what the words California hardcore means. Because it was Bad Religion, Black Flag.
Yeah.
And then it was Strife. Honestly, Strife kind of started that, where it was like it morphed into something much harder. Terror redefined like what it means to say, "Hey, we're a California hardcore band." Cosmic Joke now is,
but
the next iteration of that.
Terror, especially for our generation too. Guys our age, but
Yeah.
But even the old heads look at Terra and they go like, "That's some real shit."
It's true.
Yeah, because they get bigger than old bands and then take them on tour.
Yeah. They're the ultimate band. They're the band's band, and they're also the people's band. Like they're truly the band. If you think of hardcore, there's not one person who's not putting Terror in a top 3.
100%.
I mean,
in terms of best, 100%.
Yeah.
I booked
Like
Terror.
all encompass best.
I booked Terror on a show in 2006, and that the hall that was the place where all of my shows were back then double booked, and that we had to find another location for this Terror show last minute, and did 300 people in a basement for Terror, which was awesome. I think it was one of Martine's first tours with them, but been seeing Terror also for 20 years. It's awesome.
And I'm sure nobody in Terror nor anybody in that basement will ever forget that show.
Is that Kurt Sepp's basement?
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that, but
Our friend Kurt, who used to have a lot of shows in his basement, who was there moshing during 100 Demons.
I didn't even see him.
Yeah, Kurt was there.
All right. Shout out Kurt.
Shout out to Kurt and 100 Demons and Connecticut. Drain is next, closing out day 1. They're back.
They're back.
Back-to-back headlining years for Drain is...
Well, they didn't
They were
headline
second
last
to
year.
last year.
Who played after him?
UI.
Gorilla Biscuits.
No,
Wait.
no. It went Drain
No,
to UI.
It was.
that
It was.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
you're right.
So it's a level up for Drain, which is amazing.
Yeah, and they have proved it. Honestly, they are just crushing out there. Ultimate group of people. Just
1,000%.
Oh my god!
That's the dream.
Somebody
that's a dream
say a
for
bad
us.
word about Sammy and
It's impossible. They're amazing.
Best person in the world.
Yeah, having just done the longest tour I've done in a long time with them.
How many shows?
5. 6. I think 6, including Tied Down.
Yeah, if you count Tied
So
Down. Yeah.
so it's whatever.
yeah.
Truly like the dream band to just be around and be present with and play with. They could have turned this tour that they just did, which is like the tour of the year.
Yeah.
They could have done anything with that. It could have been pop punk bands, emo bands, but they made it hardcore front to back. It was so special. And like, it wasn't the type of thing where Drain gets there and everybody's tired from a day of hardcore. Drain comes up and it's like, okay, finally the band is playing.
Yeah, the party band is here, you know.
The party starts at 10:50 p.m.
Yeah.
Such a special band, once in a generation, I would say. Once in many generations, perhaps. The sky's the limit for them. I hope I'm playing with them again this weekend, so that'll be great. Truly love them. Love seeing them. Love playing with them. I love when the good guys win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They've really just proved it. They're doing their thing and they're crushing, and it makes me so happy. It's great.
They were another one locked early.
Peace.
Our boy Max. Fest happened last year in June. Max calls me in July and says, "Let's talk about Drain for next year." And
he's so good at his job. It's crazy.
he's a yes.
Yeah.
But Max, James, their manager, and
James is great too.
Everyone in the band, great to work with. It was awesome. To have him.
They got a killer team. They got Mac running Merch World now.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Can you believe it?
Love it. Love it.
What a squad. Great set. Beach balls aplenty. Don't throw them up when I'm playing or I'll rip them in half like this. There it was. And then that was it for Saturday.
That was it.
For the fest.
Beautiful day. For the fest. Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Pardon this interruption. We have a very special message for you. We got to talk to you about Mad Vintage real quick. What our buddy Luke here can do for you, I'll tell you, I'm just going to give you a quick anecdote, something he did for me. I've been looking for the Slayer Slatanic Wehrmacht shirt since I was 15 years old. And somehow this man found it in a size I've never seen before, just for me.
Yeah, one of one. They never printed on that size before.
It was never in a fittable XL ever, other than this one that he found for me. So thank you, Luke. And I'm telling you, on the site right now, there's something just like that, just for you.
There's something you want. Every time I look, I go, I have a whole folder in my phone of stuff I've screenshotted that I'm going to get.
Just in case he wants some more ads, I got a Rolodex of things I want from him. So you got to go over to Med Vintage right now. If you like this show, he's got something on there for you, period.
100%. And it's worth pointing out, too, he is looking for trades. He'll buy from you. He's always looking. He's out there. Right. He's in the cut.
And some of those things are pricey. You know, the vintage market is out of control. Travis Barker wrecked it. But Luke is going to fix it, and HardLore is going to help you fix it because you're going to get 15% off if you use our code.
15.
And at $300, $400 shirts, 15% off adds up.
It adds up.
Code HardLore15, correct?
Yes.
So use that. Click the link below in the description. That is definitely in the description this week.
Sorry, Luke.
Sorry, Luke. And enjoy, and let us know what you get. Mm-hmm. But be fast, or we're gonna get it first. That's the thing.
I'm getting Metallica shirts left and right. I'm telling you guys right now.
You really are. He really is. You wouldn't believe it. And if another Wehrmacht shirt comes up that fits me, I'm going to get that one too, just in case. I got to have both that fit.
The only two.
I got to have both.
You know what else we got to talk about?
Oh, tell me, please.
We got to talk about Manscaped.
Boy, do we ever.
A day one supporter, friend of the show.
This don't happen without Manscaped, and that's the facts. That's period. That's on period. And I just went to the gym and hiked and haven't showered yet.
Oh my God.
But you would never know.
No.
Thanks to the crop reviver.
If not for that crop reviver, this room would be on fire right now.
This room would be 10 degrees hotter. Just from stank. And that's a fact.
Yeah, I love Manscaped. I use a product, at least one or two every single day.
Probably twice a day at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
The post-shower preserve, the pre-shower post-stank revive.
Oh.
Listen, if you're going to the Palladium this weekend, I'm going to be tossing out some crop mops during the Like It or Not set. So get to the front and get ready to get mopped. All right? But if you're not coming to the Palladium, use code HardLore and you get 20% off free shipping site-wide.
And you can make your own mop pit.
That's right. Yeah, the mop pit, dude. If somebody falls down, revive them. We need to preserve hardcore, okay? Manscaped, preserving and reviving hardcore.
If a part comes where you got a spin kick, you got to foot dust their ass.
Oh,
dude.
My God. Like you wouldn't believe. You need to scrub out the fakes.
Code HardLore gets you 20% off and free shipping.
That's
on
right.
Manscaped.com.
Now, back to this amazing episode about Tied Down Fest that we had such a great time at. Bye. So, last year, you'll remember my woes at MGM Grand Detroit, a dark-sided place full of dark entities and dark spirits and vibes. Chris Cornell, R.I.P. This year, my room was free. Because of all that. And I'll tell you what, next year's will be free too.
Dude, I think I could say this without embarrassing you, but one of the funniest things was like figuring out where I was staying for this weekend, blah, blah. You suggested, try the MGM. You'll probably have your rooms comped. And it was just like, nah, man, you're
What was your rate? What was the rate they told you?
It was like $800 a night, dude.
Dude, I had a suite for free. It was the biggest, most beautiful room.
Yeah,
makes sense. God damn it.
Yeah,
and I'll have the double king suite next year. I'm sure. It was a dark, abysmal wasteland for me in there. The tote bag was real. Available now on the HardLore store.
If it makes you feel any better, I went yesterday.
How'd it go?
Terrible. Awful. But they did get.
Yeah.
This, I started. I don't even remember what it was called. It's Janie and I have been really into the reel machines. You know the
like
reels.
the 3-reel.
Oh yeah,
just like the analog.
Oh yeah. We've been going back to the primitive. We're
Double Thunder Eagle or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it just wiped me out. I hit the ATM. I'm like, let's try a little bit more. And then we come across that they now have 3 machines of the Huff and Even More Puff.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see that. I'm off the sauce.
I think it was literally opening weekend because I did not see it. I've been there enough recently where I'm noticing new machines. And it wiped me out, dude. It was not a good day.
The place is dark, man. How often do you go there?
I don't know if I can answer that.
I want to feel a little better about
once every week and a half.
Okay, that's not bad.
I mean,
a week and a half.
Here's the thing, Jimmy. I gamble online in some capacity. 366 days.
I refuse to gamble online. I will not do it.
Yeah, same.
I don't have the choice.
Oh yeah, because you're in California. Yeah,
I don't have that. I can go play fucking poker at the Commerce with fucking the guy from Scary Movie. What's his name? James Woods. I can play poker with James Woods.
Yeah, no, we go on occasion. We love going to get a nice dinner and hitting the casino after. That's one of our go-tos. It's great.
That's a beautiful date night.
Honestly, when we all went not that long ago after a show. I don't remember what show it was, and Janie fucking crushed. She walked away with like 1,200 up. We're feeling good, and then puts you in that mindset, and we're like, all right, let's keep it going, and then.
First night, I walked like 4 something up. I played the virtual virtual blackjack, the like robo one.
Oh, dude, I think the Detroit MGM is the tightest slots in America.
Yeah, only Brittany I saw, and then they got it all back.
She's the whitest white cloud that has ever existed. She's an angel sent to Earth to win.
That was the most locked in I've ever seen her. I think that may have been night 2, but we walked past each other and she was just like, Firelink, baby. And just like kept walking. She didn't even stop. She was just going.
I went to Vegas. Her first time going to Vegas was with me and Lana. And she kept like accidentally, she'd be like, I don't know what this means. I'm going to try it. Do like huge bets, hit huge.
Yeah.
Accidental $100 bets, hit. Accidental $500 bet, lose, which was sad. That was like, Brittany, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Should we just get all the casino out of the way? Because the second night,
I'm ruined. That's all you need to know.
Well, we did something particularly dark.
Buying the bonuses.
Buying
on
the
piggy bank game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
$350. You buy a bonus on that.
Yeah. What'd you win? $200.
$770, brother.
He did good.
Oh.
I broke even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
I doubled on there.
Yeah.
So it works. I've seen somebody, because you know how it's red, green, blue bonuses? You can get one or the other. I've seen them buy it, and it hits all 3. So I was hoping that would happen. So I bought a couple of them. And I did all right. But I'm down horrendously.
I'm not. Okay, real quick. I played. Oh, it was the Firelink one with the monkey that Brittany had been playing.
I love the monkey one.
So I got a bonus, and it was a giant like Price is Right wheel, with the prize. And you know how as the machine starts to slow down, it's going to stop and it's going to fuck you, because that's how they all work, right? Yeah. But it like just kept going. So it was like 10 free play, and then in between 31 grand. Yeah. It just kept going, and there was a second where I legitimately was like, well, I'm buying a bed. This is a good down payment on a car. I thought. You were like, I did it. I won 30 grand. I thought I won, like, because it just like kept going, and then it kept going, and then it kept going. Like it went through like.
So you were just fucking.
I got 10 free. I won like $70.
Horrifying. It ain't for everybody.
Dark side.
It ain't for me.
Let's see. Next morning, I got a great breakfast with Dan Seeley and James and
where'd you go?
PA Andy. We went to and Danhausen. Okay. We went to Ian.
Donovan from Michigan.
It's not Donovan from Michigan. My mistake.
Okay. Yeah.
Where did we go? Fly Trap.
Oh, Fly Trap's great.
Yeah. No. What's the other one? That's right there.
Toast.
No.
I went to Bagel Institute of
Institute of Bagels. Yeah. Also
Yeah.
great.
You like it?
I do. You didn't like
Bad
it?
experience.
I thought it was okay.
Fair.
But I'm a bagel bitch, you know?
Yeah. Hey,
You got
that's okay.
Hanks.
There's better bagel spots. I'll tell you that.
In Detroit?
Yeah.
James
In-
Oliver and what's the other one that
Well,
we got bagels from?
New York Bagel in
Yeah,
Ferndale is
yeah.
the goat bagel spot.
Good to know.
Yeah.
There was the place like next door to it had an espresso tonic type thing.
Yeah. Brooklyn Street Diner. Is that what it was?
It was like a little coffee place.
Yeah.
Is there a diner?
Wait.
Two shops away from Detroit Institute of Bagels.
Oh, so it might be Astro. That's in Corktown. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which one it is.
Okay, it was good.
Well,
So
good.
if you're
Glad you enjoyed
if you're
it.
near
Sounds great.
Detroit Institute of Bagels, go 2 doors down and get the tonic thing. It's amazing.
Cool.
Got Madcap, wasn't impressed. Got Anthology, loved
Oh,
it.
that. So Madcap, I'm not a big fan of it.
I
Everybody
wasn't too impressed.
rants and raves about it. It's fine.
I went there too.
Anthology is one of my favorites.
Awesome. Lumpy.
Great
So
coffee spot.
when we got to the show the first day, I had Madcap, and Lumpy was like, "Yo, what'd you get?" I told him, he's like, "You got to go to Anthology." So we went the next day, and Lumpy, coffee guy in 1990,
Big time.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
He knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a marshmallow tea from Madcap. That was absolutely amazing.
Maybe that's the
Interesting.
trick. You got to get fancy. Because I just got a cold brew, and it wasn't great.
That seemed like a place where like you got to get the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have the thing everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a great
the marshmallow
location.
tea was great.
Great
The
location. Looks beautiful.
looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the other? It's not Flytrap. It's another like breakfast spot.
I don't know.
In Ferndale, right? Like up the street from it.
Maze, Whistle Stop.
Whistle Stop. It was Whistle
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, it
Had
used to be
these
called Maze. Yeah, that
fucking
place rocks.
pancakes, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was amazing, Jimmy. The New Order can cup in the green room.
The canned cold brew.
Good God.
That is my everyday coffee. I drink it every single day.
I
Oh,
wish
really?
that was
I
my
will tell
everyday.
you, but right now, I will die for New Order. They
Well, you and
are-
I tried to go there before you took me to a flight, and they opened early just to let us in.
They did.
Wow.
Yep. They're great people. I love them. They're seriously the best. I literally see them all every day. They greet me with a smiling face. They all know my name. I don't have to order shit. They like, it's just the best experience. Shout out New Order. And they
Yeah,
supply
shout
the
out.
fest with so much coffee.
They really
They
did.
are truly the best people.
Speaking
And they
of-
roast themselves in the building.
Really? That's
Yeah.
rare.
Exactly. And that's why it rocks. They're doing it right. The guy, Patrick, I mean, he's just a nerd about coffee, and it's awesome.
It
He
shows
knows what he's
man.
doing.
Hell of a being.
Now, speaking of, and a bit of a gear change, but I'll tell you what was a lifesaver for me at the fest because I was so shot was the ample amounts of Monster Energy that I was consuming,
They were
Dude.
like throwing it at you.
Yeah.
It was great.
and I needed it. Good lord!
They had the white one. They had the delicious white one.
the delicious white one. They had
But I'll tell you, dude, the
Yeah, the-
yellow rehab.
so good.
So
Oh my
So
God.
Monster, they do a lot of fests.
Yeah.
They do some fests that we're at. And that if the Monster runs out when Monster's sponsoring the fest, it's a bad look. And so we told them,
We did.
we said, we can't, if you guys are going to do this, you can't run out. It has to stay there through both days of the show until the end of the show.
That's so.
So that they
awesome.
brought enough.
And Monster listened.
Yeah.
Unlike some, like Liquid Death, I've never been to a festival that Liquid Death sponsors that didn't run out of Liquid Death.
Sure.
Monster, that was bountiful, endless.
Yeah.
Even
Tour
Kirkland
water
runs
and-
out.
Kirkland runs out, brother. Everything runs out. The Tor water did not run out. My God. The rehab.
We wiped
I was
the
rehab.
Tor water out of Michigan. Like,
Really?
Yeah, no, it was they've got
It
it
was
like
the
in a
last-
storage unit or something. And
Whoa.
yeah. So they were like, this is what we have. So,
but yeah, I mean, thank you to Monster,
Yeah.
to Fago.
oh,
I wanted
we're-
to
Dude.
ask about that.
Dude, Diet Fago is unreal.
Really?
Dude,
I didn't
great.
try any.
Diet Fago Cola is, I think, my favorite Diet
shockingly
Cola.
good.
So did
It
you
was
work directly
identical.
with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
There's
sponsored and gave us product, and they were so
Fago's
cool.
main headquarters is 10 minutes away from where we were.
Now,
and so
I have heard that Fago are not down with the clown. Like they don't care for the association.
They care for the business, but they don't promote it,
right. And they don't give them.
No.
So
ICP buys it.
So ICP buys.
That's crazy.
All of it.
I'm sure that they give them a rate.
I'm sure they have a rate.
It's probably wholesale.
Yeah,
but like that's
and there's like
crazy.
there's a rate too that
okay.
But yeah.
So was yours a rate or
that they supplied the backstage with a lot that they supported us in more ways than one.
Cool.
And that they have been around doing different events with Detroit independent promoters for a long time, and so I asked someone. I said, "Hey, who is the person to talk to over there?" Because I had never brokered one of those deals, and got on the phone, talked about it, and that they were in instantly. So thank you to them.
Meme aside, Insane Clown Posse aside, I understand that you guys are fans of ICP. I'm not, but I do know Fago as being like a gimmick, you know. All of that aside, how cool is it that they were just like, oh, there's a music thing going on? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it was awesome. And that's also like the soda that I drank growing up. Like that was it.
They, explaining.
Jimmy loves ICP.
I do. Yeah.
I know.
Look at this video. Look at this video.
Trunk full of Fago, car full of plastic. Fuck you.
If you put that video up, I want you to.
Yeah.
I just did. It was awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, I did a great job, and it was really.
If you put that video up, I want you to.
Who opened Sunday?
Sunday was opened by
Sunday.
Oh my God, Jimmy! Tell me about the Sissy Boys.
Oh my God, dude!
What a sick fucking band!
That's awesome.
So, are you familiar at all? Was this the first time you had ever?
This
heard
is
of
my
it?
first exposure to the Sissy Boys,
So-
other than the guy from the Sissy Boys being like, "Hey man, I play in the Sissy Boys. We're opening tomorrow. You got to be here."
Yeah, which is awesome. So they're all. I think they actually graduated last year, except for one of them graduated this year.
Amazing.
18,
All
19
young,
years old.
all young kids from Muskegon, Michigan, west side of the state, right on the Lake Michigan. They are just, they're awesome. They straight up, they played the shop, and I truly fell in love.
Awesome.
They played, and the singer came up to me and goes, "I brought a BMX bike. Would you mind if I rode it into the set?" I go, "Oh, brother, go for it."
Oh, I
Have
beg
fun."
of you.
So immediately they're all ringing out. They're starting to play. He rides through the crowd on this BMX bike and like Superman off of it while holding onto the handlebars while demolishing a mic stand.
Flies across the room.
Flies, like immediately. And I was like, they're doing a great job.
That was
I'm all so, and they're so energetic, and they're just like fans of hardcore, and they want to be
get it.
Fans of
fast.
classic hardcore.
Yes.
They
which
really are.
is rare to see right now.
And
Yeah.
And it's like a breath of fresh air of like, I told everybody, this is the youth. They're doing it. They're
When-
just,
That's awesome.
Thank fucking God.
they were another early booking for the fest that last year. It was after this Edgemen show
yeah.
that
I was like, they're playing.
yeah, and so I went to them and said, "Hey, keep the first weekend of June open."
Nice.
And
That's
that
so
they
good.
said, "Okay." And then when we came back to them and told them that it was the fest, they said, "Wait, what? We thought it was just a show." And so yeah, I mean that they're great, and that I can't wait to see what they do. We've got them on a Gorilla Biscuits Negative Approach show in the fall.
Yeah.
Very
And they
good.
cover Negative Approach, so
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, and then that before this Edgemen show too, that they had also played. I had them open for Life of Agony, Sick of It All in Grand Rapids, and
Dude.
that Craig was out on stage. I forget what cover they did that night, but that Craig was out there singing along with them. And
Incredible.
Just
Loved it.
yeah,
That's
So
really
like,
cool.
they're truly like, I feel like if they keep it up, they will do cool things. They really will. They're just like such dumb little punks, and it's awesome.
best.
And I mean it in the greatest way possible.
Yeah.
no,
Like,
that is non-derogatory.
It's praise.
yeah, no, it's seriously, it's refreshing, and I love watching it. So shout out to Sissy Boys because
Shout out to
they're
the Sissy
quickly
Boys.
becoming one of my favorite bands to watch. Just they're awesome.
They'll be on at 4:30 p.m. next year
Yeah.
in the 100 Demon spot. So you won't miss them.
Yeah, it'll be. Anyways,
Move from Boston is up next. Corey, one of an all-time great mosher, finally a front man. Another guy, just charisma out the gills. Tell me about putting Move on.
we want to stick a little bit with the Boston stuff too.
A lot of Boston.
Yeah, we
love it.
kind of did it.
I mean,
as the nod with Have Heart and like we just
well, I mean, when we get a headliner for the show, that we kind of go to them, and that Drain obviously had the tour, and so that's their picks, and so we went to Have Heart and said, "Hey, who do you want to see on this?" And they said, "We want to see Boston."
Oh, that's
Then-
fucking amazing.
yeah, and we thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
that was actually the first time I actually got to see them, and I did get to actually watch some, which was nice. It crushed. It kind of blew me away a little bit. I was very stoked. Not even this is funny, and I'm just going to admit it on air. I didn't realize Corey was even like in Move.
Yeah.
Like it never occurred to me
Because he's such a famous mosher. He's such an all-time
like,
memorable mosher.
Years ago, I like met him and hung out, and it just didn't click. And I'm apologizing now because I like didn't even put it together when we talked at the fest for the brief time. And like, it's just like, I don't know. It was a weird situation. And I was so stoked to realize that and then put it together with how great their set was. And yeah, it was cool. It was awesome.
Just further proof of the mosher to frontman pipeline being half the battle. Fool's Game is up next. Tell me about putting Fool's Game on.
I mean, there was just another early booking, that Fool's Game and Rest were playing a lot of East Coast shows last year, playing the fests, and that a lot of those bands that just kind of do weekends or do 4-dayers never get over to Detroit. And so I think that they have played here before, but that it's been a little while. And so just wanted to
I love the idea of you like a lot of fests see that and they go, okay, well, we're not going to put them on. They go like, they don't play Detroit. We're not going to put them on. Whereas like the natural thing should be, oh, they haven't played Detroit in a while. We should put them on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Where's Fool's Game from? They're from.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I'm so
I
bad
think
with
it's in their
cities.
Instagram handle.
Okay. Fool's Game from
I
Detroit.
don't know.
From Detroit.
Big Deal also from Detroit up next.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Members of Bad Beat.
Members of Bad Beat. Wade of Bad Beat.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that have been playing in hardcore bands, different, that the brothers that are in the band, I've been booking them on shows for over 10 years. And that Big Deal is where things have landed after all this time, that it's their best band yet. And that also their bassist Tristan has been with them all along. And so just like a lot of guys that been working with for a long time. And that they played the first year of the fest, and we were glad to bring them back to play a little bit later.
And they just put out a record, and we did a record release show just a few weeks before the fest. And dude, it's that record is legit so good. And it was one of those things where it was a no-brainer to put them on and that make sure people from out of state got to see them and show them.
Yeah.
Like,
so, I mean, I think that some of them will hear this confession for the first time that I did not see the set. And it was one of the ones where I felt really fucking bad.
Actually,
Jimmy and I were dealing with something.
Yeah.
There was something had happened. I can't even remember what it was. No, not that.
I know what it was. Oh,
it was early.
Wasn't that?
This was early.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but that we were dealing with something. But I heard that they had a massive set.
Yeah.
That a lot of friends up there, a lot of guest spots, and that it felt right. And I think that they said that it was their best set that they played. So
awesome.
Very happy to have them on.
Saw a lot of those. I feel like that was the best Cosmic Joke set. I feel like that was the best Hunter Demon set I've ever seen. Was that the best Bad Beat set?
Yeah, by far. Yeah.
I forgot about the surprise Haywire thing and Laid to Rest. That was amazing too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was insane.
Austin apologized on stage for doing it, and that like, I mean, that's the kind of shit that we love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking insane. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. So
What a weekend. Goddamn. Division of Mind is up next. Richmond Legends, the hardest Richmond hardcore band, period.
dude, what a great band.
Yeah, tell me about putting them on. That was cool.
Yeah, I think that was you too. Did you reach out first?
Yeah. I mean that they were on this candy tour that we did last year at Edgemen, and that people were just getting their fucking asses kicked during the set, and I was just like, "Yep, that's a fest band. Let's go."
Yeah.
So we knew. I don't know. This was a while
Pretty
ago.
early. Yeah. That was one of the early ones for sure. Always has a great set in Detroit. Great people.
Yeah, I mean, played a lot of Freedom shows before.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer. And at that candy show, and I feel like that was the first time they played Detroit in a little while.
It had been years at that point.
Yeah, so it was like, oh yeah, they fucking still got it here.
They're built for Fest Mosh.
Oh, dude,
these songs are built from the
are.
ground up for Fest Mosh.
Yeah.
So I love to see them still ripping. Can't wait to hear some new stuff at some point.
Yeah. Where are we at here?
Seed of Pain is up next. Florida, right?
They kind of Florida and Carolinas. I don't know. So they had a few fill-ins on this show because the Mag guys were over in Japan. But just another band that like hasn't ever gotten to Detroit, and that I think that we had Magnitude playing at Edgemen last year, and that I talked to Burke and was just like, "Hey, let's do it." And that he didn't end up playing because he was over in Japan, but that getting them here was good. I think that they're a great band for a fest that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to see them because they don't play a ton.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'd never seen them until this day, and I don't know if I knew that they were like Clevo vibes, but they really nailed the Clevo vibe.
Oh yeah.
They are from Cleveland. I don't know what I was talking about with Florida. That's Cleveland. Colin of Arabia is up next. Very beloved friend of the show.
Oh yeah, Mr. Colin. Funny story is he basically said, "We're gonna play Tied Down." No.
You're right.
How'd you know?
Now at Black Christmas, he shouted, "See you all at Tied Down," and we're like, "Yep."
Well, so I talked about how we can be very picky about if a band's playing the market around the announce, that it's not going to pop as hard. If a band that played Detroit 2 weeks ago, even though the show's in 6 months, that it's not as exciting. And so that when they played Detroit, that we originally had been going for like, this is going to be the first COA set in years in Detroit, and that it was no longer that. But it still worked out great. That the set,
even
went
with
off
that,
crazy.
Oh,
it was awesome.
So
love you, Colin. Like literally,
and the puppet.
And the puppet.
And that puppet is not a bit, man. He's got that puppet with him wherever he goes.
Incredible.
Yeah,
it's a real guy. That puppet. This was great.
Yeah. And
I don't think I've seen them since. No, that's not true. I saw them in Boston, but that was on this scale to this many people.
That was one of the best times I've ever seen.
People of all ages moshing.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, incredible.
He's a showman. He holds court up there.
Oh man,
like no
he's
other.
one of my favorite people to watch.
Yeah,
100%. Like
do anything. Standing in line for the
absolutely.
bathroom, I'll be like, wow, there he goes.
Well, we were sitting in back, and he was just explaining AC/DC, just like as a concept.
Yeah, the concept, and then us being like, "You're right." I'm just
You're like, wow, they are the best. Wow.
I hate them, but now I love them.
Three Seeger songs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He did hit me out of nowhere with a text like a while ago. Just goes, name your top 3 Seeger songs.
He just needs to make sure that you're up to par.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hold My Own is next. Great friends of the show. What a gaggle of goons they got, huh?
All of them.
the true homies. Like I have become friends with those guys so hard over the past few years.
Yeah.
Greg is obviously
One of the greatest guys of all time.
yeah.
Period.
And we haven't said anything, but shout out to Greg. He was stage manager.
Dude,
during
he killed it. Killed it.
Yeah.
So I whenever I'm playing anything, I'm panicking the whole day about like, okay, where do I fucking put my audio shit, my little pad and everything? He was on it 5 bands before we played.
So,
He
earlier,
killed it.
you were talking about Drain headlining, and you said 10:50 p.m. and I wanted to correct you because they were supposed to go on at 10. They actually went on at 9:50.
Yeah, they went on early.
Yeah, I was just doing.
I know. I'm just saying that a fest with this many bands on it,
Yeah,
that it's
running
almost
early.
impossible to keep it running on
Dude,
time.
day 2 was wildly early.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were
Which
like
is-
a full 25, 30 minutes early.
How's that possible?
Greg
Not a
truly
thing.
held his own, and he held it down. He
And had a great set as well.
one of my favorites.
I
My
think
own
that
sets
was
this
we've
last
seen
year.
Hold My Own 100 times
Bad
since
Beats
HardLore
played
started.
8 shows, and we've played 7 of them with Hold My Own. And I'm not even lying, and I love it.
That's insane and amazing.
They are somehow everywhere, always at once, and they're like low key one of the hardest working bands right now because
Fully
Love
they
it.
truly are just fucking doing what they're like. Oh, you want to play this show in fucking Georgia on a Wednesday night? And he's like, yeah, why not?
I don't know how
The,
they do it.
yeah, like
the Sick of It All Life of Agony show that I was talking about in Grand Rapids. This is just a tour show in Grand Rapids, and Hold My Own came and played.
yeah.
So,
Because it's a 4-hour drive for Anchit and,
Yeah,
and,
not
and
even.
associates.
Yeah, not even.
Greg flew in. The rest of them piled into a car. Our Hunter, what's Hunter's?
Hunter Winstead.
Yeah.
Bad
Hunter,
boy.
OG friend of the
filled
show.
in on bass, learned the songs in
Really?
the green room an hour before the set.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So shout out to Hold My Own because they truly are the epitome of like hardcore right now. They are doing what they got to do to play shows.
They have the Hermione like time piece thing
Yeah.
from the third movie
Yeah,
where they
they're
can just
everywhere.
go
Time
everywhere.
Turner.
They figured it
Time
out.
Turner. Yeah.
It's I love it.
Yeah, I'm all in on Hold My Own. I'm all in on Greg for life. Greg, let's go to the movies. Next up is Mystery Set, aka Sunami.
Well, wait, who was it, Bo?
Oh, dude, Jimmy made me look a fool. He
What?
made a fool out of me.
Oh, you got him, dude. That was awesome.
He got me so bad. I texted Jimmy and just asked who the mystery set was, and Jimmy said JJ Chromax, and I said, "Oh shit!" And
I was like,
what's hilarious is like in my brain, I was like, I wonder why that would be a mystery. Like that's strange. Like it didn't make sense to me. I was like, oh, Jimmy knows what he's doing, obviously.
Yeah.
Who am I?
What
to
were
question?
were there some other bands you made up as rumors for who it would be?
No, not really. I think
we wanted to do a couple bits.
Yeah, we did have bits planned of having people come out on stage tinkering with gear.
Like,
Oh, that's funny.
We were going to have them do another song, a single song, and really take everyone out. Tried to get Will Kalen to go up there.
Yeah, we wanted
mess with some gear.
Will and Matt to go up and start tinkering stuff, and Matt had already left. And then
I got asked probably, like no joke, probably 20 times because James was there too.
Yeah.
So I got asked quite a bit if Harm's Way was playing.
Really? Oh, really?
Yes.
That's it.
No,
So
when
a lot of people thought it was Cold as Life too, because we had some Cold as Life merch
if
set
Jeff
up.
would have been there at that
Jeff-
time, we were going to make him go up there.
Yeah.
he only came day one, sadly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he had a great time.
Defense and yeah.
But it was Tsunami
Yeah.
Yes.
who opened with a song by my band Detain, which was great. Yeah, that was
crazy.
awesome.
That was awesome that they did that. I was
Very
very
cool.
stoked.
No, they so originally we had booked them on the fest, just booked them for a regular set. And then after we were done with that, But I went back and I said, you guys don't happen to be playing Detroit before then, because they don't play out a ton.
Right.
And then they said, oh yeah, actually we are on the Kubakan tour. And so at that point, it was make a decision whether or not to wait to announce them until after. And then it was back in January that I talked to Joseph again, and I said, hey, how about no matter what, we just keep this a secret set? Even when
everybody loves a mystery.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
I love a mystery.
And that they're
fun.
doing such big things right now, and like planning it out in advance, saying, hey, you guys are going to play at 3:00. And we're going to keep it a secret the whole time. And they were totally down, loved the idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome. It kind of sprung with the idea of last year too, because we did Weapon X and Inclination to
as mysteries, right?
as mysteries for each day.
Keep the mystery going.
Yeah,
Keep
that's
it
fun.
alive.
Honestly, I think we have to now. I love it. I think it's a fun, maybe next year we'll get JJ Chromax.
JJ Chromax. Finally.
It's like a slot machine or something,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
dude, a wheel.
Yeah, do a
Have
wheel.
every band there. Spin the wheel on stage, and then that band plays.
Oh,
We'll think of
The
something.
Wicked Wheel, dude.
So the Wicked Wheel fucking sucks.
The Wicked
dude.
Wheel sucks ass. It never pays, but this will reinvent the Wicked Wheel.
I love. Okay, I'm gonna back to the casino real quick. Wicked Wheel is the most. It draws me in. I love the sounds. I love
the little guy is the devil's amazing.
You love it. The hot and cold. I love it. That game max payout I think I've ever had $68.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Dude.
You get that. You spend $80 to get that wheel, and then you win $43
Yeah,
every time.
Colin and I put in a couple $100 into the golden Wheel of Fortune.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get a one.
Well, no, we didn't get one gold spin, but we got like kind of 5 like crazy line pays.
We
in
got
a
good
row.
line pays, but not one gold.
Yeah, no,
I
the
just
gold wheel
want
is a
one.
myth. It's a myth.
But anyways,
Anyway.
Gates to Hell is up next, who had to follow Sunami, which is never fun.
yes.
But this was great. This was the LDB representation on Tied Down, which is awesome.
Trey, the young boy, just holding it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that they really in the last year have gone from being just a band playing shows to like that the sound is full. They're huge. I mean,
they're pro.
Yeah, they're doing it.
I think seeing them on it was a Black Dahlia Murder tour. Yeah. Seeing them at that tour here in Detroit, knew that they kind of graduated to the next level, and then they went and played their shows with Machine Head. And so I think that that they're great crossover, that they can come play a hardcore show or they can play with death metal bands, and that it'll be great either way.
It's a great band. I see a lot of myself in Trey. Me as a young lad in Trey makes me feel good.
Love those Garrises.
Oh my God. Some of the greats, truly.
Yeah.
And our merch was set up next to them, and Ryan just did it.
Yeah.
Just sold our merch for us with just fantastic.
Yeah.
Great set. This was awesome. It was lit. Yeah, they're still Louisville's next big thing, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
3 Knee Deep is up next. Historical Florida royalty here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell me about putting them on.
I think you did it first.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I love 3 Knee Deep.
Yeah.
That last time they played Detroit, they kind of got dealt a bad hand. That it was for the Neg Halo and Wings release show. We had a terrible snowstorm.
Yeah.
But the show was sold out, but there were maybe 120 people in the room because it was like
it was
blizzard.
so bad. Yeah.
Great record, Halo and Wings.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of good to get them back and
I hit up
get
Dalton.
them.
They were down. They instantly. They just had to check with his guys if the dates would work, and they said yes. A lot of the whole fest really came together so easy.
Oh, wow.
This year, so very.
I mean,
fun
after
challenge.
last year, who wouldn't? I don't know anybody. Everybody wants that.
Chomping at the bit.
I was dying to play it again, so I'm glad I got to twice in a row. 3 Knee Deep, I think, had one of the coolest like initial rollouts of any band in history.
Yeah.
where they only played live and you could only listen to their music through live recordings of them
So
playing live.
fucking cool.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
It's legendary. They have records now, but
Back when,
when
Then-
they at that back then, oh
had to
my
go to
god,
Florida.
unbelievable rollout. Yeah, legendary. Oh my god, Ingrown is next.
Man,
Yeehaw.
I hadn't seen them since we toured together in the fall, which isn't that long, but it was like it felt so good.
That's another band that watching them makes me feel emotional.
They
I think
had-
Charlie said that was only like their third or fourth show or something since that fall tour. Like they hadn't played much, and they were like nervous. They were like, "This is gonna suck." We're
They
so
kicked so
like,
much ass.
Dude, the pit
was-
went from the stage to the front of house.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was
Oh yeah, the wall of
crazy.
death. And
They
Incredible.
did the wall of death.
The wall of
and
death
they,
was crazy.
they truly have it. I love them.
100%. They're on closed casket now, so whatever their
Another
next
Max Vic. Thank you, Max.
the goat. Every time I watch them, I'm reminded that Charlie played bass in the band initially.
Yeah.
And
then-
like he's the drummer of Ingrown by pure necessity.
Yeah.
Only. Their,
Yeah.
their
Which
bass
is
player
crazy because
bass
he's a
player quit the
fucking
band
great-
mid tour,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the drummer quit the band mid tour, and Charlie was like, "I guess I'll try to play these songs," and they're all
yeah, yeah.
the whole time, and he's killing it. He's like, he went from like guy who's making it work to like incredible drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them as a 3-piece sounding that good, just like what a band.
It's truly irresponsible. It's
The
there.
Wall of Death was insane. Ross has the coolest stage presence while singing
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
The fucking the like yip before the
yep.
dude. I love that band. I love that.
Yeah,
band.
they're amazing. I'm all in. And then when Grizz sings her part at the end, again, tears in my eyes every time. That's the best band. Great group of people there.
He also, for my gear nerds out there, Ross ABY's 2 separate guitar setups. So he's got a half stack on one side, half stack on the other, and he does it different every night too. So he's just winging it. But he'll just like turn one off for one part and then turn the other one on and then both of them on when the part kicks in. He does it throughout the whole show.
And that ain't easy in a
while
cowboy boot.
singing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and in cowboy boots.
yeah.
Maniac.
Or boots at least.
Tapping the right pedal,
Yeah.
the correct pedal in a boot is very hard.
And during like during a part
Yeah.
where it's just guitar, like, it's very cool. Very
That's
cool
awesome.
effect. I was talking Jordan from Terror and No Warning, we were standing next to each other watching, and he's like very neurotic about pedal setup and like everything
Yeah.
like that. And he was like, I don't even know how I would do that.
I can hear it. Jordan, at one point, I made a post about how Nick Jett has never dropped a stick or made a mistake. And Jordan responded saying, he actually dropped a stick at soundcheck the other day and it hit me in the head. And I said, Jordan, I think that was on purpose. And Jordan said, I'm thinking this as well. Soul Search is next. Inland Empire's finest of all time.
So happy to bring them back.
Yeah.
It's been
And
far
almost
too
10
long.
years.
Yeah.
They're like, they pop in Detroit big time.
Yes. Yes. I've been bugging them for far too long now, and I'm so happy we could finally make it work. Yeah, almost 10 years later, and it was like they never left. That set was crazy. It was awesome. It was one of the few I got to watch almost the whole thing.
Nice.
And I was actually with my boy Chris there, Khaled assistant. He was enamored by it.
He loves Soul
couldn't
Search.
get his his eyes off of it. Loved it.
Amazing.
It just made me so happy because I'm a fan of that band and have been for a long time.
Yeah, they're ahead of their time, big time.
They are. Getting to see them at Sound and Fury last year was like, I need to get this. Like
That's
it
another
made
thing. I want to express about you guys is that you go to the other fests.
Well, yeah. Full honesty though, last year was my first Sound of Fury ever.
Doesn't matter. It was your second Tied Down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
True.
like you would think you'd be showed and fested out, but
No,
I mean, it's
you're
about the
going
hang,
to
too.
LDB. You're going to Sound of Fury.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I just
Yeah.
think I respect that very much.
yeah, it's important. You gotta, you know, it's
I mean, that at our own, we're running around doing 1,000 things.
yeah.
And
So
then
that is kind of our time to enjoy, you know,
Interesting.
Right.
But
because like I said, I barely got to watch a lot of bands. You know, I didn't get to see a lot of what I wanted to see. So
I try to catch like 5 minutes of everyone, and that it's difficult.
I try.
I mean, as the person running around doing everything, that's about all you can hope for. I
It's
feel.
the beginning of the first day that's the absolute craziest, and that's when I was like back to Saturday
Had to
for
play?
a quick second. Yeah, dude, that was a weird thing because I was stressed the fuck out. I was running around and I was having a moment, and I just was like, "All right, now I gotta go play." And like,
Dude, fuck
you know,
that.
so I was able to like turn it off and then like go. You know, I got to watch Cosmic Joke for a little bit, and then I was like, "All right, I gotta get back into this." And it's a weird feeling. I didn't know how I'd feel, and it kind of sucks. Like it's awesome, but it's stressful.
But also,
Totally.
I think that we, on our end, like the stuff that nobody sees, had relatively few problems.
Oh, yeah.
That our staff are great, and that we've got a couple
100%.
other. Like first, want to shout out Sam and Sarah, who work directly with us and and also my production manager David, and then Greg. That really,
It's a
those
team
people,
effort.
yeah, those people, and then all of our other staff just like made everything. They make it so that Jimmy and I can enjoy the fest that we booked, and you know, get around, talk to people, because that part of it is important too. But that they kept the ship running straight the whole time.
Beautiful.
It seemed smooth. You know,
It's a family affair.
It is core. It's core 4 turned into
there's
core
the
6.
Pimp crew.
Yeah, the pimp crew is the Tied Down Detroit pimp crew is the group chat. Yeah, it's a real thing. But let's keep going. Bands.
You guys do so much more too. Like, I mean, the screen printing aspect of it as well. Of like half the bands playing, you're printing their merch
Jesus
for it
Christ.
as well.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Which
That's
is I'm sure it's stressful, but hell of a racket.
I mean, yeah, it's awesome, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm happy that we can do stuff. But yeah, it is the most intense time of my year for sure.
I bet. But I will say something I really appreciate as a customer. You guys sending photos that look good on a body, it's so simple, and it's so crazy that they all don't do it.
Hey, maybe they're gonna hear this right now, and you're gonna start getting photos.
Good. So thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, DJ, for being the model every time. Beautiful, handsome DJ. No Pressure is next.
No Pressure is next.
Buck Wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Nice refresher after it was a blocks of heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was it was a fun time, you could say.
Blink
breaks it
182
up
cover.
while still being a huge band, near the end of the show.
Yeah, and what great people.
Yeah,
super down. They were kind of a later edition.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel.
that they had the option that they could have gone and played Japan.
That's
that
what it
weekend,
was. Yeah.
And ended up choosing to come to Detroit. So,
Yep.
Whoa.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's insane
Yeah.
and amazing. Respect.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I was super stoked that they were able to do it. Originally, we had them right before Youth of Today, and they were super cool with putting some hometown heroes above them. Just all around great vibes. So we love No Pressure.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a hell of a unit there, and Mike Body in specifically, my God. One of the greats.
Yeah.
Looks like a god. Mosh was like a god. Riffs like a god. Guy's a god.
Plays an explorer,
Plays in a fucking explorer.
which I love.
I love.
Not,
this is
not a lot of people can pull that off.
No,
man.
100%.
Truthfully.
That is very true. Not a lot of people.
Andrew Saba, Mike Body.
Yeah.
Who
James
else, bro?
Hetfield.
James Hetfield.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
So-
Never Ending Game is up next.
The hometown boys.
The
Yeah,
Kings.
year
Yeah,
three,
They're the
the
flagship.
Kings.
They're the flagship band right now, I would say.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
100%.
Right now they're the ones.
I mean, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, they're some of the best friends. Some of they're just the people I've known probably the longest in playing music, and part of Derek from his Face Reality days to Mikey coming around with when I taking over for me in Freedom, and like just I mean you can't go Will and
No, that's the
Mike.
That is
Oh, I
the
mean-
ultimate group of just dudes.
Yeah.
Mike and Will.
Mike and Will,
Knuckleheads.
and then
Yeah.
good old Dennis, and it's just they're the best.
They're the band, and
I
I
love them.
Looking back and remembering the first show, that was that crazy Forced Order Freedom Detained.
At the they opened that show. At the
They opened the show.
Sanctuary, right?
Yep.
Stole the show.
Yep.
But also just being at Sound and Fury 2 years ago and seeing Neg, as a band from Detroit playing at 4:00 or whatever it was, and
Getting that
undoubtedly
reaction.
one of the craziest sets of the day.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember where I was standing and everything.
And it turning into that meme or whatever TikTok that and
reaction. Shaq's favorite band.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
why are they hurting each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is year 3 of Tied Down. This is their best set at Tied Down yet. The album's been out for a year now, so those songs have resonated. So it's like now they're able to really fully craft a set list of banger after banger,
Absolutely.
and to see it get the reaction that they deserve was amazing.
There's no bad words about Never Ending Game. Just
I
100%.
love watching, like we were saying, like the band for a city or an area or whatever, watching them in especially a fest in their hometown.
Yeah.
Is that's a really special thing. Every time for any band, you get to see that,
Yeah.
and that was cool. The whole room singing along.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
was
I
awesome.
truly appreciate them too, because they've trusted me and trusted us in general. Even since Tied Down the first one, they were like, what do you mean you're going to do a fest? But they trusted us, and we're like, listen, please, we need you.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Yeah.
they honestly, they showed up for us, and they always have. And they're just good people, man. I couldn't say more kind words about them.
Good.
Even, coming back from COVID, they were the first show I did at the shop, and, it was great. So like I said, shout out Never Ending Game, because they're the best.
Best guys, best band. I'm a
Yeah.
fan for life. I'll play with them anytime. Youth of Today is next. Bo, take it away.
I'll take it from here, guys.
Dude.
This was special for me because the only other time I had seen Youth of Today was them opening for a dance. When Riot Fest was still inside, they played a 4-band show with Danzig headlining. There was a barricade. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be able to kind of cross them off a list. And with a lot of, especially the older bands, you can get disappointed really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. Youth of Today has played a couple times this year in various places. So I looked up the set list and saw what it was going to be and was very excited about it. And they played it mostly exactly how I had found it. And I had a great time. I had a
we
wonderful
saw
You
it.
really did. You did. Tell me
stoked.
tell me about this moment that you shared during that set, Bo.
Which moment?
The microphone moment.
Oh yeah, that was during Break Down the Walls, and a kid dove and yanked it. And in this clip, while Ray's clapping, if you look in the back, I'm like digging the mic cord out because I knew the song was there's another verse.
You know, there's more coming.
There's more coming, and I just like was waiting for it, and he looked right at me, and I'd met him earlier in the day too. I got this pic with him, James and I.
Nice.
James looks great. I threw the mic, and he got it, which is funny because that could be a really embarrassing moment.
That could have been a disaster.
It just went over his head, and he like went to reach for it, missed.
But they've all got Krishna yoga reflexes and stuff.
honestly.
But he's been training for that mic catch his whole life.
One thing I will say, Ray got knocked in the head like 2 songs in.
Oh.
A kid got up on stage right when he was going down, and they collided heads to the point where Ray like didn't sing the second song. I think it was Take a Stand. Didn't like sing most of it, and was like visibly rattled.
So there's something going on out there, guys. We got to do something about this.
Everybody just needs, myself included. Hey, we just need to be more aware of our stage presence.
Just be aware. Just ring awareness. You know.
Now, another thing I want to mention: John Caution, singer of Weekend Nachos, beloved friend. Mm-hmm. He got a tattoo on his leg that says "We Just Might," which was a Youth of Today song about fighting people who are drunk or stoned at shows. And then it's crossed out underneath it. It says "Time to Forgive," which when Youth of Today re-recorded the song, they changed the lyrics to be a more positive thing. So John has that. "We Just Might" crossed out. James and I, while in Houston, we went to Cry
Later
Tattoos. And we got tattooed. We got the opposite. I got it on my shoulder. James got it. James and I both have a Youth of Today tattoo in the same spot. He got it on his leg that has "Time to Forgive" crossed out, and "We Just Might" is the one still there because
beautiful.
It's the best straight edge song ever. They did not play either version of that song.
Perfect.
Perfect. But here's a clip of us, a revealing, if you will, of us showing Caution for the first time.
So John has a tattoo on his leg. It says, "We Just Might," crossed out underneath it, "Time to Forgive." James and I, we got a tattoo in Houston, Texas.
Oh my god, two matching tats?
Yeah, but just the opposite.
And what the best part about it, after you've watched that clip, is him going, "Dude, we have kind of matching tattoos."
Yeah, that was the point.
He's just excited to have matching tattoos with his friends.
Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Now here's John eating a falafel backstage.
One of my favorite photos of the weekend, I will say.
Thank you. He responded, "You fucker."
Youth of Today rocked. It was cool seeing lots of like friends in the pit too.
It was that was the first set that I got to go up on the balcony and watch from the little corner side, the other side, not the normal balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
I was just smiling ear to ear, dude. I watched that set. I missed, I think, the first 2 songs as I was walking over to the balcony. And I was so happy. That set made my night turn to like, man, this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
This was it.
What was booking them like? Who do you?
Oh, I mean,
so easy.
Wow. They were another band that the weekend wasn't over last year. That Gorilla Biscuits are on stage, and that the gears are turning, and that I think that as soon as the music had stopped, that we're talking about it, and that talking to Walter, and just saying, we have to have Youth of Today on next year, and then running into Walter at Riot, which running into Walter and Civ at Riot Fest, and just like them being excited to see me.
Oh wow!
Is like that's a cool moment,
Dude. Just like, okay, I must have done a pretty good job.
But then talking to Walter again and saying like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And doing the thing, talking to the band, but then doing the agent thing, doing the offer, and then accepted instantly.
Yeah, super easy.
And knowing, the show is gonna end. Youth of Today have heart, and that's gonna be the finish.
Now,
Rock block.
leading into Have Heart, throughout the day, I was scouting just to see who was going to be in the pit, who's going to be active for Youth Today. So I would ask people, like, are you a Youth Today guy? Multiple people said, no, but I am a Have Heart guy. And that was cool. That was like cool foreshadowing for the night.
Yeah. I was not worried for Youth Today by any means, but I was like, wondered like how many young kids know, you know, like who's sticking around and participating, and you know, like it was a weird. I just didn't know the answer to that, and I once it started, I was like, I saw who was in, and I saw who was diving, and I was. So
it is scary. So putting the ultimate legacy straight edge band before the straight edge band that sold 10,000 tickets to a regular show in Worcester, Massachusetts, that's scary.
For sure.
But it was perfect. It was like it turned out to be the perfect A-B thing.
It truly, like, in the moment hit me, and I was just like, this is awesome.
It's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a cool passing of the torch. Pat dove first song for you today.
I was going to say, it was super early in the set. I remember seeing Pat out there and, you know, happy as ever. Their Youth of Today is one of the greatest bands on the planet. Like one of my all-time favorites. So it was like so cool to see it in Detroit. The last time they played Detroit was 1988.
Are you serious?
Shit.
I am serious. Yeah, I have the flyer in my basement.
You got some cool flyers.
I got some flyers. You can see it here. I just wanted to try one, you know.
Yeah, no,
You got to do it. No, it's magical the way it works.
Yeah.
It just ends up in there. It's crazy.
That flyer, this is even crazier. It's a weird of a deep dive here, but that flyer means something crazy to me because it was at Blondie's. It was July 5th, 1988. My birthday was July 4th, 1987 is when I was born. So I was 1 year old in one day.
Holy hell.
And the band that opened up from Detroit was called Just Cause.
Yeah.
And they were the first, so I'm told, straight edge band from Michigan.
Wow.
And their hometown is Mount Clemens, Michigan, which is my hometown.
Wow.
So it's super weird. It's a lot of weird
these
little
stars.
connections that like
Aligning.
I get really excited about and nobody else ever will. But it you know, it means something to me. And then knowing that, okay, the next time they play Detroit is because of us. And like,
that's awesome.
It's like a weird, like, it felt really, really good. So it's important. It's an important band to me. So
at one point in between one of the youth, we'll move on, but during Youth of Today, in between one of the songs, I felt a bump. Somebody bumped me and we went, hey, what's going on up here? And it was James just like fully sweaty because he had been in the pit the whole time.
good.
That's what it's all. That's what hardcore is all about. From the
felt
pit
really
to the
good.
stage or fuck off. You know.
Yeah. Love it.
And that's what I said about you two while we were playing. That like Tied Down works because Jimmy and Curtis from Tied Down were once Jimmy and Curtis, the moshers, the guys
Been a minute.
the fan. No, but still,
it's been a minute.
not just that, not the moshers, the proverbial moshers. You know, the royal moshers. Your fans first, and that's why it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Have heart. Closing
Have
the
heart.
day. One of the greatest hardcore photographs of all time by our friend Erica Lauren.
It's
Here
going to
it
go
is.
down in history as one of the greatest photos. It's
The second she posted it, I was like, whoever, I'm sure it was next to Taylor, I was like, holy shit, look at this picture. You know, it was immediately.
yeah, everybody around me got emotional during that set. It was pretty intense. They said it themselves that they were so stoked with the set, and it felt like one of their best. And like
100%.
that honestly, it meant a lot. You know,
It's a pretty intimate set for them.
yeah, absolutely.
It was wild.
It was one of the
Kinda
craziest
scary
sets
looking,
I've ever
but-
seen
It was insane.
in my life. You know, it was easily one of the craziest. Getting to know Pat and Costa over the past few years with Fiddlehead and stuff truly opened my eyes to just a lot. And when we kind of brought the idea up, they were so like, actually, this might work. Like, yeah. And
Awesome.
I was,
Yeah.
you know, like,
I mean,
okay,
huge.
you know, like, all right, well, let's start talking. And yeah, it just kind of was me texting Pat. I'm just going, you know, what you tell me. And then like one day he's like, yeah, we're in.
Amazing.
So cool.
And like, it was kind of as simple as that. It wasn't some crazy thing. Then, you know, it turned into a big thing for them and multiple shows. And I was super stoked for them. And I was honored that it was the first show back, being tied down. And overall, it felt like a really special moment for a lot of people. So it really,
It was.
It couldn't have ended any better.
Yeah. One thing we didn't mention was Ingrown covering Negative Approach with Sammy singing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was really cool.
That was just a cool moment that I just remembered. Half Heart is amazing, like an amazing band to me.
I forget just how far their reach was and their impact, you know, because I think of them as like, oh yeah, that's like an all-time great generational hardcore band, but it's like so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's insane to see how, because half the kids there probably never got to see them, which is unless they traveled to, you know, in 2019 or whatever to go see those couple shows. But like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like it feels like just yesterday seeing them all the time.
Yeah.
So like
small rooms and
and it's just like is insane to me how it's evolved into them truly being a legacy band at this point.
Big time.
And a band like not to say that a lot of bands don't have a lot to say, but they're a band that has a lot to say, that has a lot of meaning behind it.
Yes. To the point where it's like, Pat, nope, just like we don't have time. Pat,
shut up.
You only have 40 minutes.
I know we're 20 minutes early, but come on, dude.
He's like, perfect. I got plenty more to say stuff. This is amazing. When we were doing his HardLore episode, there were times where we had to be like, Pat, dude, we gotta keep this going, man. Come on.
What do you eat?
But it's because he's so brilliant.
Yeah.
He's like so frustratingly brilliant.
I'm just gonna go like this right now because you're not listening, Pat. Are you?
I don't think so.
I love him. He's one of my favorite people, and like, it's great to see him as often as I do because it's truly he's a great guy.
He's a legend.
Yeah. I love that a straight edge band that means what they say and who really like take shit seriously are as revered as they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially by people who didn't get to see them. Like that's very cool to me.
And let me tell you something, Jimmy and Curtis. There will always be new straight edge kids while there are fests that are putting Youth of Today and Have Heart next to each other.
Yeah.
You probably created new straight edge kids with this.
I hope I created an army.
Me too, Jimmy.
Honestly,
Me too.
We're gonna need them eventually.
Oh, we need them now.
Well,
We need them now. So if you're listening, you're straight edge now, and we need you.
I'm sorry.
And that was tied down 2024.
that was it. Yeah, ended on a great note.
And on a great note, I went back to my hotel, which was the casino. I lost some more money.
Yeah, we saw all you guys that night, didn't we? Mike was there.
Mike was there. We did not go.
You did not go.
That's the worst time for me to
What's
go.
Saturday
Yeah,
night?
no, there's no way.
Sunday night.
Oh
Sunday
yeah. I mean, Sunday night.
No, we were at the venue till 2 something.
Oh god.
We saw Mike come back.
So yeah, it was actually
drop
great. That we were wrapping everything up, and that we had just kind of been like that. Thank you to the team of a lot of people who cleaned up the whole everything, got all of our stuff out of there, and like kind of made that smooth and easy. Him and I are just sitting talking shit for a while.
Yeah.
But then as
Holy
we're
shit.
trying to leave, a whole clan of friends showed up: Mike, Mac, Brittany,
Dan.
well,
Martine.
yeah, no, and then that there were a couple times where we thought we were going to be able to leave, and then at the very end, Martine and Dan pull up in separate Ubers. And so, that kept things going for another
everybody was
15 minutes or
casinoing,
so.
everybody was eating, and like,
Yeah.
So then,
Oh, yeah. Moynihan here.
I brought pizza.
So,
Thank you, Mike.
What do you know about this?
What do we got?
This is
What?
This is the
Mwah.
Luz Portillo's collab.
Yeah.
It
Bro,
is
what the fuck have you been hiding from me? That's a thing?
I've talked to you about it.
Italian beef with hot gardeniera
What
pizza.
the fuck?
Pequods has this as well. I know you're off Pequods, but they have it
I'm
as well.
off the quads.
I
It's
got it.
garbage.
I got it.
Yeah.
But holy
Yeah,
shit.
It's
you know
wonderful.
You know that you can booklet at your home.
Okay, so they're on that one's on Goldbelly?
It is. Well, it might not be Goldbelly. It's whatever. They get a little booklet in the mail.
It doesn't matter. I'm ordering it tonight, regardless. So that was Tied Down 2024. Take that big bite. Beautiful. Thank you guys for staying up and doing this with us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Didn't
It is
realize
exciting.
this was
Holy
2.5
shit.
hours.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's okay. I don't want to chew in the mic.
For anyone
that's
wondering,
right.
Colin's block got a electromagnetic attack, and he has
My whole square mile got EMP'd today.
Someone's
it's,
on a
it's,
kill streak, and
Yeah, I haven't had power since 11 a.m. It's still out.
yeah, it's currently after midnight.
It is. Thanks,
It's
guys.
past my bedtime.
The
But
late
it's
one.
okay.
You guys are the
Sorry,
best.
Steven. Good luck on this edit. And thank you guys so much for being here. We love you so
dude.
much.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you
Tied
for
Down.
having us. Seriously,
It was-
thank you for having us.
It's been awesome 2 years in a row. I'm very excited for next year.
Yeah, you
Can't wait for Never Ending Game, End It, Cosmic Joke, and
Cosmic
Bad
Joke.
Beat. We're
Yes.
all for sure
I
playing
think that's
next
about
year.
all we'll do. We'll just we'll just leave it at that. Repeating, we should be fine.
Beautiful. Love it.
Oh.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, of
Enjoy your
course.
pizza.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching and listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.